Oh, he can't hear me.
Marathon is proud to be the official fuel service provider for the OHSA and support Ohio high school student athletes across the state. Visit marathon.com to plan your next trip.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Rick Phillips for CampusNation.com, the sports animal. We are here on the campus of the Ohio State University for boys tournament basketball, the semifinals between the Lima Senior Spartans and the Wilmington Hurricane. Wilmington being the home team for this afternoon's game. The teams are warming up. They are getting ready for our game. Of course, we are doing live audio. We also are doing delayed video, which will be available on our website tomorrow afternoon. And hopefully, we'll be back here tomorrow evening for the finale, which will be to raise that state championship trophy high. I've got my whole crew here. I've got Charlie Hargrave, AJ Ganger. We've got our consummate expert when it comes to fouls, and that is Joe Davis. And we've got Roger Thompson on video, and yours truly, Rick Phillips. And our broadcast today is being brought to you by our great sponsors. First of all, Bogart's Southern Barbecue. They have been a supporter of Hurricane sports all year long, and we want to thank them immensely for bringing us the money that it takes to do Hurricane sports all year long. We want you to go in and tell Marty Bogart that you appreciate him doing that. We also have Ken Lundy of Peel & Lundy Real Estate. He's bringing us tournament basketball, and we have Wilmington Savings Bank, a Wilmington tradition, and once again, they're helping us bring all these games, all these tournament games, right up to the championship game. And so right now, I'm going to turn it over to our broadcast crew. AJ, you take it away and let us know about these great teams.
All righty, thank you very much, Rick. Again, we are live from Value City Arena at the Jerome Schottenstein Center here in the city of Columbus, Ohio, on the campus of the Ohio State Buckeyes. For Lima Senior, the Spartans have handled every challenge this season, thanks in small part to Michigan-bound senior guard Xavier Simpson. However, Lima Senior, which averages better than 77 points per game, didn't advance from the University of Toledo district until scrapping by traditional power Toledo St. John Jesuit 34-33 in the title game. Playing in what was essentially an away game at James A. Rhodes Arena, the Three Rivers Athletic Conference champs posted a 68-61 win over Canton McKinley in the regional finals to make the state Final Four field. As usual, Simpson was an all-around force with 18 points, 5 boards, 7 assists, 7 steals. But the Spartans also have got a career-high 23 points from 6'5 senior Ricardo Stanford, who canned 11 of 12 shots. Guard Martavius Wilson, another senior, also isn't afraid to take big shots, and especially dangerous from outside the arc. The dynamic Simpson, son of head coach Quincy Simpson, averages 30 points and has won conference and district player of the year honors. He carries on a tradition of great point guard play at the program that has also produced the likes of Travis Walton, Jamar Butler, and Greg Simpson, who's Xavier's cousin. And also, Lima Senior is undefeated coming into today's game at 28-0. Wilmington 27-1. The last time Wilmington made it this far was in the year 1927. And it's safe to say the Hurricane northward sweep to Columbus is no fluke. The Cane took down Cincinnati, Princeton, and Fairfield to get to the district title game at Wright State. Then begun to flex its defensive muscle with a 63-38 domination of top-seeded Mason, which you can see on our website. Wilmington, which also allows just 41.4 points a game, held Cincinnati Moeller to 37 and Centerville to just 28 in capturing the Cincinnati regional title. The team relies on its defensive pressure and toughness and hands most of the offensive play responsibility to 6'5 Cincinnati-bound Jaron Cumberland, a guard who has put up averages of 30.4 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists a game. Cumberland can be dangerous defensively from just about anywhere on the court and has the strength to play through contact. Classmate Cameron Stewart helps out as a secondary scorer and playmaker. He also is a pest on the defensive side. Under head coach Mike Noska, Wilmington has claimed the last 2 SCOL championships and is perfect 28-0 in league play during that time. There are your rundowns for both Lima Senior and Wilmington. And guys, this one is going to be a barn burner. I don't know about what you guys think, but I'm telling you what, this is going to be probably one of the best games we've seen all year.
I hope so. I don't know much about Lima Senior other than it sounds like they're a mirror image of the Hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
They like to press, they like to run, and it's just a matter of who can do it the best, I think. That's the game we're going to play, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like with Wilmington, how much are they going to miss Miller? Is that going to be an effect? They can't be in foul trouble. They can't have anybody of the starting group or 5 or 6, spending too much time off the floor. That's going to be a major thing in this game. Staying out of foul trouble, and the two guys are coming in, they're playing in that same position that Miller plays, playing their top game that they've ever played all year.
And Wilmington has only made 2 semifinals in the history of Wilmington High School basketball, which are 2. They made it in 1927 and here in 2016. For Lima Senior, this is their first state semifinal. Either team has not won a state championship yet in school history, but guys, I have a feeling that whoever comes out on top of this game, it doesn't matter who it is, they're going to have a great opportunity to win a state championship tomorrow night.
Yeah, Westerville, was it Westerville South or North that plays?
Westerville South against Garfield Heights. And
they're probably, everybody's saying, well, Westerville South is probably the favorite in that game, is what I'm hearing. So I think it's going to be the game here because Westerville South, I think they're supposed to be pretty good, but I think they've got several losses. This is a team right here that's never lost this year.
Right, and they play a very tough out-of-season schedule, out-of-conference schedule, just like Wilmington did. Let's go down a little bit here and kind of talk about some of the out-of-conference games both teams play. Wilmington, they played Cleveland Heights the first game of the year. Then they went to Covington, Kentucky to play Covcath again, beating Covcath by 2 points there. They beat Cincinnati Walnut Ridge. They lost to Moeller the first game around, beat Middletown, Columbus St. Francis DeSales, and a very tough Springfield team. Also, Wilmington's road here to the state tournament, I would have to say, is probably one of the easiest ones besides getting past Moeller in the regional semifinals. They beat Harrison and Cincinnati Princeton in the sectionals, Fairfield and Mason in districts, Moeller and Centerville in the regional. For Lima Senior, they had to play Toledo St. John Jesuit the first game of the year, beat them 67-66 by 1 point. They would turn around in the district final and beat them 34-33 by 1 point. But they also played the likes of St. Louis, Missouri's Hazelwood East, Dayton Dunbar, Dayton Thurgood Marshall, Toledo St. Francis DeSales, Lima Central Catholic, Toledo St. Francis DeSales twice. They played Salina. They played Fairmont Ross, Anthony Wayne, Toledo Whitmer, St. John Jesuit again, Lorraine and Canton McKinley. They beat in the regional finals to make it here to the Final Four. They beat them 68-61. So both of these teams have both played a very tough out-of-conference schedule, but it seems like Wilmington has handled the teams they played better than Lima Senior.
Yeah, and again, sometimes you might say they had an easier route, but sometimes is it the fact that Wilmington's team just dominated. Mason was not a bad team. Some of these teams that Wilmington played that dominated, it could just be their pressing defense just made a team that was good all year look not as good when they played Wilmington. So then you're saying, that team wasn't as good. Wilmington had it easy. I'm not sure if it's that or just Wilmington made that team look the way they looked.
I tell you, one thing I wonder about in this game is I just wonder how disciplined our opponent is, because if this ends up being more like a Princeton opponent where they're kind of undisciplined, that could help the Hurricane a lot. I think they're going to be a lot like Princeton was, just run and gun and maybe 1 or 2 passes on offense and that's it. And if that's the case, I think that'll help the Hurricane.
Yeah, not seeing them all year, but from what I've seen and read about them, they like to run and gun. They're not going to be a Moeller that's going to slow the game down. They're going to grab it and want to go, and that could go into Wilmington's behalf.
Because if they play like Princeton did, you live or die by those quick hitters, and if you don't get the quick hitters.
Well, and one thing, but when Wilmington's behalf, and I can't say anything about Lima Senior because I don't know them, But Wilmington plays a great defense. They shut people down, which you can see in the last couple of games of what the scores were against them. Their defense just literally shuts people down. When they played Springfield, who had 3 guys, over 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", or taller, and looked like they were going to dominate, and then Wilmington actually dominated them. Their defense just shut them down.
So, guys, there's another game that's going to be taking place, the Final Four game that will be played after this one at approximately 8:30 p.m. between 24-4 Westerville South and 23-4 Garfield Heights. And the winner of that game will play the winner of this game tomorrow night for the state championship here at Jerome Schottenstein Center. I got an update here right now, guys. Michigan State has just busted my bracket because they just got beat by Middle Tennessee.
That's who I had winning the whole thing.
That's who I had winning the whole thing.
So Michigan State has just busted my bracket. Thank you very much, Sparty, for making my life suck.
But understand that's a Michigan team. We understand that can happen with those teams up.
Dang, no kidding. Middle Tennessee State beat them.
Yep. I'd like to say hi to all my relatives up in Salina, hopefully maybe listening in.
We've got, other divisions here in basketball in the state of Ohio. There are 4 divisions. They have already played their Final Four games. Obviously, Division I goes last. We don't really know who is all won where, but if we ever get that information, we'll relay it on to you. But in Division II, we had Akron St. Vincent St. Mary taking on Cincinnati Aiken. And we also had New Concord John Glenn taking on Bay Village Bay. In Division III, Lynchburg Clay played Cleveland Villa Angela St. Joseph.
They got beat. Lynchburg Clay
got beat. And then in the other Final Four there, we had Lima Central Catholic taking on Roger Bacon. Cornerstone Christian took on Columbus Wellington School in the Division IV semifinal. And Van Wert Lincoln View took on Jackson Center in the other semifinal for Division IV. And I think Jackson Center, that's up towards where I'm from, guys, up in Detroit. I think Jackson Center may have won that game.
Jackson Center, basically their girls used to be in the state almost every other year. Years ago, I used to referee them at Wilmington College in the summer, and they were always coming in after either winning the state or going to the state or the regionals. So they played some good basketball up there.
Yeah, they did. So, guys, just a little bit about the teams right now and the coaches. Quincy Simpson, graduate of the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs. He's been at Lima Senior for 2 years. He's got a 55-4 record. That's also his career coaching record. Lima Senior is the Spartans. They will be wearing scarlet and gray. They're also from the Three Rivers Athletic Conference. Wilmington, as we all know, head coach Mike Noska, graduate of Purdue University, Big Ten school. He's been at Wilmington for 11 years with a career record of 188-67. Wilmington, obviously the Hurricanes, black and orange. Wilmington will be the home team on the scoreboard for those of you listening to us here live from the Schottenstein Center at Value City Arena. And Lima Senior will be the away team. Wilmington will be wearing those home uniforms, guys, something we haven't seen a lot of in this tournament so far this season. But I don't think that should matter really much at all.
No, I think they wore home uniforms against Moore, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. The 2 games back-to-back in the tournament, Wilmington was the home team. And it's almost like, the home team wins. So I'm hoping that goes along here. It's a home field advantage, so to speak. Well, they're the home team. They're from down this area, so hopefully that goes along with that. Going back to something Rick said earlier, if you notice when you're reading all those teams that are in the state finals or were in the state finals, you hear a lot of Saint somebody.
A lot of Catholic schools.
A lot of Catholic college, school things here.
Well, and there's been that for years. They've said, hey, shouldn't we maybe have a private school? State championship, and
then they changed it, and it's unfair when schools like East Clinton, Wilmington, Clinton Massey can only pull in from so far away. I mean, you can have open enrollment, but still, the kids got to be able to drive to your school. But some of these schools that are bringing people in for 200 miles away to go to your school, I'm not just real sure how fair that is to some of the other schools that have to take what they've got and work that into a team and a program. It just seems like there ought to be 2 separate things.
Say a couple of those results from earlier. Akron St. Vincent, they won. And Willoughby Cornerstone Christian Academy beat Wellington. So there's a couple more updates on the scores from the other divisions.
I want to tell you, looking around this stadium right now, and you might see it later on the camera, to our left, which Wilmington, is nothing but a field of orange. The entire left behind the basket all the way up to the top. And when you look on the sides, you see a lot of orange shirts all around this stadium. When you look to the right, the other team is Scarlet Gray, which is Scholars of Ohio State, but a lot of them are wearing gray, but it's sparse compared to the Wilmington side. I would say it's almost 2-to-1 or close to that as far as the number of fans here watching this game, which speaks highly of not only Wilmington but Clinton County basketball.
Yeah, Wilmington travels very well, guys, and it is an orange out here. Wilmington trying to take over Value City Arena. And I know earlier this week I was looking on Facebook at the South Street wine cellar there. Sherry Rolston owns that.
Yep.
She was having activities for fans and anybody else that wants to come in. They make signs. Scott Kellen's kids, they made some signs about, get well Alex Miller. And I swear to you, and I'm not lying, I swear I saw Alex Miller walking into the tunnel the last time Wilmington went dressed. So Miller may be dressed, but I do not see him playing after suffering that dislocated elbow
he actually broke it
last week. Broken elbow.
So he is definitely out.
And that's no fun. I've had some experiences with broken elbows in the past. So, we're wishing Alex a speedy recovery. He is a senior on this Hurricane basketball team. Hopefully he's going to, get out to a great college. We haven't really heard much from him as way of colleges. And, he's going to do very well at the next level, whether he stays with football or whether he plays basketball. And I think that's Alex right there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pointing down to him from up here. He's dressed, and he's walking on the floor, not just dressed, sitting by the chairs. So even that part.
If he takes a shot, I will be really shocked.
That left elbow, he's not moving that left arm, guys. No, he's got a cast on that left arm.
He's just out there. He's going to be grabbing rebounds and passing out to guys, but he wants to feel part of the team, which, as a senior, you can't blame him. Get dressed, get out on the floor, grab a rebound with one hand, pass it out to your teammates, and be part of this as a senior. Yeah.
I mean, it is the final four, guys. We're 5 minutes away from getting our starting lineups and the national anthem and everything underway. It's amazing when you look back at all the teams that started this state tournament, from the sectionals all the way down to the Elite Eight, and now we're down to 4 teams in Division I. And guys, it is an honor to have Wilmington, I think, as a part of this Final Four this season.
Yeah, Wilmington has nothing to hang their heads about. I mean, I hope they go on tomorrow, win. But if they lose today or lose tomorrow, they've got nothing to hang their heads about on this season with the kind of basketball they played. And when you talk about how many Division I schools are in the state of Ohio, and you're down to only 4 left,
right?
And it also goes to show the ranking we got earlier that had Wilmington ranked 3rd in the district, in the state. But then when we got ranked in our Southwest division by the coaches that are voting for the playoff, you can see which one was right. Because Wilmington, which voted 3rd, is playing against the team that was number 1, ranked number 1.
Right. But really, in the state right now, we got a number 2 team in Lima Senior, ranked number 2 in the state, taking on the number 3rd ranked Hurricane. And in the other semifinal, we got Westerville South, number 10 in the state, against Garfield Heights, who's number 9. So we've got a 9 and a 10 matchup, and now we've got the 2 and the 3. In my mind, probably number 1 and number 2 in the state, period. Lima Senior, they've got the undefeated record, but I would put Wilmington ahead of Lima Senior in those rankings just for the fact, not because I'm a Wilmington broadcaster, but because of the fact of the quality teams Wilmington has played. I'm not saying that Lima Senior has not, because they have. I mean, you look at Lima Senior's schedule compared to Wilmington, it's uncomparable. They both have played tough teams, but it seems like in bigger game situations, no matter who's Wilmington's playing, they seem to run away with the game a lot better than Lima Senior did. Lima Senior played a lot of close games this season, and, we went through a little bit of them. They're 10 points, 12 points, 2 points. They're all over the place. But when you look at Wilmington's tough games, when you look at Covcath, they beat Covcath by 2. When you look at Moeller, they lost to Moeller the first time by 7, turn around, beat them by 3. But when you look at the games between Garfield Heights 82-69, you look at the game against Columbus Walnut 67-61, Springfield 60-47. They're not, I mean, I wouldn't call them blowouts, but games that Wilmington are beating teams by 10 points or more, that's a statement in my mind.
Yes, well, that goes to the defense, showing that defense we talked about.
Say that Columbus game, too, where they were down, 15 in that and come back to win?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's, I wasn't at that game. I don't think any of us were at that game. We didn't get a chance to cover that. That was the one at Dayton at Kettering. And that was definitely a statement game. I think we got to look for when this thing starts off to see how well disciplined Lima is. If they're real disciplined, this is going to be a hard-fought game. But if they're not real disciplined, like Joe says with Wilmington's defense, I think that's going to be an advantage for us.
And Rick and I have talked about this all year on the broadcast. I'm sure you guys have talked to him about it too. Is where Wilmington, they start out slow. In the beginning of the season, it seemed like they started out more slow in the first and second quarter. In the second half, they'd come out and they'd light it up and end up blowing a team out of the water. But I have also noticed that as the season has progressed, Wilmington has gotten a lot better at starting strong and ending strong. Wilmington has become an all-around great team playing, four-quarter basketball every single quarter they're out on the floor. And guys, I don't know if you've noticed it, but Wilmington has definitely gotten better at starting strong, finishing strong, and a team that can finish is a team that can win.
Yes, and that's a good sign that not only can they start, but they can finish a game. And if they're ahead, they can slow it down. If it's close, they can keep pace with the other team and continue to dominate the ball game. Two of the last four games, I'm trying to think back when the other was, but I know part of my thing last week was if Wilmington can come out and get a start. Well, they did. They were ahead 12-2.
Right.
I think it was 2 games before that they came out when Cam came out and switched to 3. Cumberland switched to 3.
3 or 4 of them did, in the first quarter. That was against Fairfield.
Yeah, they came out and just boom, boom, boom. Wilmington can do that. I mean, they've got guys that can do that, and when they can do that and get ahead of a team, it makes the other team play the different style.
All right, guys, we're going to turn over now to the public address announcer here at the Schottenstein Center as we're going to get ready for our starting lineups and our national anthem here live on CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports.
Good afternoon. The Commissioner, staff, and Board of Directors of the Ohio High School Athletic Association welcomes everyone to the 94th Annual State Basketball Semifinal Tournament game in Division I between the Spartans of Lima Senior High School and the Hurricane of Wilmington High School. Color guard for today's game, members of the Newark JROTC program. The instructors, Master Sergeant Robert Barnett and Mrs. Kate Frankenberry. Members of today's color guard, Cadet Major Catherine Davis, Cadet First Sergeant Alicia Necht, Cadet Master Sergeant Bernadette Darks, Cadet Captain Shannon Norman, all under the command of Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Christian Schell. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in the greatest country in the world with freedoms like no other. To honor America and in respect for all of those who have served our country to defend the freedoms we enjoy, we ask you gentlemen to remove your hats and everyone please stand for the singing of our national anthem. Students in Ohio schools excel in more than just athletics. Some of the best and brightest musicians are students in our member schools. Performing the national anthem today, Audra Leber from Monroeville High School, the daughter of Fred and Teresa Leber.
Broad stripes and bright stars
All right, we are ready for semifinal high school tournament action live on CampusNation.com, the sports animal. We want to remind you that our great sponsors, Bogart's Barbecue, Wilmington Savings Bank, and Ken Lundy of Peel and Lundy Real Estate, bringing you all this tournament action.
We ask for continued support of the student athletes and coaches throughout today's game. Officials in today's game have dedicated themselves to excellence and have worked hard to prepare themselves for this assignment.
Nice job on the Star Spangled Banner. It's interesting, you had both bands here, but they had a soloist come up and sing it.
Yeah.
Which is all right, but it's just kind of interesting.
Kurt Schooling, the alternate, Patrick Egan. Now let's introduce you to the cheerleaders representing the member schools playing in this game today. First for Lima Senior, Jaleesa Austin.
Introducing the cheerleaders right now. When we start the broadcast, Wilmington will be going left to right in the home whites, and Lima will be going the other way. And it looks like they have their away grays on today.
Red numbers.
And we are way away. Our location today is not down on the floor. Have you told them already about that?
Yeah, we told them already about that.
We're up here high.
And just like Joe was saying, too, the reactions of both fans, there was a different sound from Lima Senior compared to Wilmington. Wilmington obviously way louder.
Hope that helps with the referees. I'm just grateful to be here this week. I don't know if anybody knows it, but I was in a hospital this week, had a stent put in my main left artery, and they ballooned out another smaller artery this week, and just got out of the hospital, and just so happy to be here. At one time while I was back in my room, my blood pressure actually dropped from 155 to 105, and my heart rate went from 92 down to 47. And I actually went out for a second, came back, but back strong and ready to root Wilmington to a victory here.
Man, you look good.
I always look good, Charlie.
Doing the non-starters now for both teams.
I'd like to thank everybody listening out there. I know we got the mayor of Greenfield listening.
She's always listening.
Yep. We got some other Greenfielders. I'll tell you, this one thing's kind of nice about the SCOL, even though they're splitting apart. There's been a lot of support shown, just even from our school. And I saw something on Facebook. I think it was Hillsborough was promoting, wish the hurricane good luck. Hopefully everything's okay at Hillsborough. They had a bomb threat today at their school. Yeah. They had the kids outside for a couple hours, I think.
Good excuse to, okay, we're getting out, so let's just go on up to the Columbus and watch the ball game.
That's what it was.
I know my son took me to the bank for me today, and I was on my way home. We drove by the school, and it didn't hit me, really. Games played tonight. There was like 30 cars in Wilmington's parking lot. It was like, oh my gosh. Well, they let us early, I'm sure, because of the game tonight.
For Wilmington, number 31, Matt Smith.
We need to look at numbers, guys. Remember to look at. Probably pick up easier looking down there.
I think I'll be able to pick them out here pretty good. Wilmington, we should know, by now who the players are just by looking at them, which is also really, really helpful. We also know the one big player from Lima Senior.
I'm not sure if it's today, but I noticed on Facebook people saying happy birthday to Cam Stewart. So this may be Cam Stewart's birthday. If it is, we'd like to wish Cam Stewart a happy birthday today.
Starting lineups now for both teams.
Got Stafford and Flowers so far for Lima.
Now, if you notice, there's 4 referees standing on the side. That is the 3 starting, and the other one is the auxiliary referee who will sit at the table, and if one of them has trouble and goes down, he steps in. He gets paid full pay to be here and sit at the table and watch the whole game. That's the job I want.
You got Wilson and Ward, and also for Lima. You got Lori, Stewart, Bogard, Cumberland. Mr. Basketball, Xavier Simpson. And Mansfield will be taking the spot.
Alrighty. We got 8 minutes on the clock. Both teams getting ready to take the floor for tip-off action. Guys, it is Final Four Division I basketball time. Here live from Value City Arena at the Jerome Schottenstein Center. We've got the Wilmington Hurricane taking on the Lima Senior Spartans. And you're listening to it live only on CampusNation.com. The Sports Animal, your home for high school and college sports. I'm A.J. Ganger. With me as always, Charlie Hargrave and Joe Davis, Smokin' Joe Davis.
I'll take that.
I like Smokin' Joe better than Jumpin' Joe.
And Roger.
And we got Roger Thompson on our camera. Rick Phillips manning the boards. Campus Nation is here, and we are in full effect, ready for Division I Final Four high school basketball. Wilmington and Lima Senior now take the floor. We're going to get ready for tip-off. Chris Woolery going to be jumping. I think it's number 23, Rico Stafford. Ball's in the air, and we're underway as Mansfield gets the tip and gives it off to Dylan Bogart, and Wilmington begins with possession. Gives it off to Mansfield on the right post. Over to Cumberland now on the left wing. Cumberland working, trying to drive. Gives it off inside, and this one is going to be stolen away by Lima Senior. Their numbers are very hard.
Has Wilson on the steal.
And now Wilson with the ball again. Gives it off to Ward. Ward back over to Wilson. Now the ball goes to Sampson. Ball's loose on the floor. Picked right back up by Sampson, number 5. In the corner. Gives it off to Ward. Number 2 up top. 7:13 to play. First quarter. Still no score. Ball given off inside. Nice pass down low. The bucket no good. Rebounded by Cumberland. And Cumberland takes it across half court. Gives it off to Bogart. But we got a whistle and a foul.
Oh, too
off
bad.
the floor.
Too bad. Bogart put a little crazy layup in there.
After the whistle blown, he just went ahead and sort of fingertipped it up. And he was about 8 feet or 10 feet from the basket. Did a little... and banked it right in the basket.
Fouls on Flowers.
That's his first, the team's first. Now Bogart has it, gives it off to Stewart. Stewart on the left wing. Gives it back to Bogart on top. Very tight defense played by Lima Senior. Mansfield gives it off to Stewart. Stewart back to Bogart. Up on top, now over to Cumberland. Cumberland working against Wilson right now. The drive, the kick out, wide open 3 for Cam Stewart is in and out, no good.
It went down in and came back out.
And the rebound and a double dribble against Sampson. And that's going to be another turnover here, guys, for Lima Senior.
Yeah,
Mr. Basketball helped us out there a little bit.
6:29 to play in the first quarter. Still no score here between the Hurricane and the Spartans as Bogart gets the inbound pass from Mansfield. And Bogart will dribble it up past half court as he'll get it across half court now.
Both teams playing a good man-to-man defense.
Mansfield gives it off to Woolery, now over to Cumberland. Cumberland to Stewart. Wilmington fans cheering for the offense. Now back to Cumberland from Stewart. Over to Bogart. Bogart over on the left wing. Working against Sampson. These two will be working against each other all night long. Now Stewart get the handoff. Drives, puts up an amazing layup, but it's no good and short.
It got tipped just as they let go of it underhand. Somebody got the underneath part of the ball and slowed it down a little bit. Took a little air out of it.
Now Sampson has the ball, gives it off to Ward. In the corner for 3. That one is no good. Rebound is pulled down by Wilson, and the easy layup for Lima Senior. And they get the first points of the ball game. Here is 2-0 Spartans with 5:25 to play in the first quarter.
First score went with 5:32 on the clock for the first quarter of the game.
That was Flowers on the shot, by the way, guys. Bogart gave it off to Cumberland.
Cumberland's got to be playing with a little chip on his shoulder, you know, and not getting to Mr. Basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little more incentive for the Cane today.
Cumberland with the ball again. Gives it off to Bogard. Had a wide open look. Did not take it, though, as the gap closed quickly between him and the defender. Bogard trapped in the corner. Gets it off, though. Good job in the post. Cumberland, turnaround, too strong. Rebounded by Lima Senior. Here comes Lima Senior up the floor as number 23, Stafford, gives it off. Ball goes over to Sampson out on top, working against Cam Stewart, running the offense. Sampson got a pick from Wilson. Now gives it off. Three-pointer, NBA three is no good for, and it gets its own rebound.
Nobody went after, everybody boxed, but nobody went after the ball and hit the floor, and he just followed right on in, grabbed the ball, and put it in for an easy layup.
And Flowers has the first 4 points of this ball game for Lima Senior. They're up 4-0 with 4:05 to play.
That one was Wilson.
Oh, it was Wilson.
Yeah.
And now Bogard gets it stolen away by Sampson. Sampson all alone. The basket is good, and it's 6-0. Lima Senior.
I looked to see if he was going to call a timeout for the bench, but he's no intention of calling a timeout at this point.
Wilmington needs to get a good look here. Keep control of the ball as well, guys. Bogard to Mansfield. Thought about it. Now drives. Kicks it back outside to Woolery, who gave it off to Bogard. Bogard on the drive. The layup. The basket. And one.
And then a foul. Left-hand layup, foul, and so we got a chance for a three-point play here to cut this lead in half.
Fouls on Wilson, his first, team second.
Lima Senior substitution 33, Jalen Thomas.
Jalen Thomas into the ball game. Comes in for Wilson.
Bogard shooting one.
And Bogard with a chance to complete a three-point play. The shot's up and no good. Rebound by Lima Senior. Sampson has the basketball and he'll bring it up the floor. 3:25 to play first quarter, 6-2. Lima Senior in the lead. Sampson found a lane, step back, jumper, good, nothing but net for Sampson. Man, what a shot from him, guys. And it's now 8-2. Cam Stewart with the basketball on top. Got a pick from Cumberland, who'll give it off to Bogard. Bogard over to Cumberland. Had a wide open three, tried to draw a foul there, 2-0 call. Ball's tipped out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Wilmington.
One thing I see from Wilmington right now, a few guys have had open shots, look, put it back away. And, you know, sometimes they've got to have some guts and to go ahead and take some shots. Try to put something up. Can't keep pulling everything back.
Wilson back in. Now Bogard got the inbound, went straight to the hoop, got the basket, and it's good to make it 8-4. Wilson and Matt Smith into the ballgame.
Jaron Cumberland, yeah, is taking a little break. He's on the bench right now.
Scores 10-4.
The shot, no good by Lima Senior. Ball's loose on the floor, still loose on the floor, and a whistle. The ball is touched by Lima Senior before going out of bounds, and it's going to go back to the Hurricane here.
Wilmington's got to get a little more aggressive here on rebounding. They're boxing out, but they're not going after the ball.
I think they actually gave that score to the other team first because it went up to 10-4. Then they had to take it back off back.
Yeah, it's 8-4 now.
8-4.
2:39. Ball's tipped, nearly stolen away, and the ball ends up in the crowd. Down on the Wilmington side. 2:38 to play first quarter. Wilmington down by 4, 8-4 here against the Spartans of Lima Senior. Wilmington, knock on wood, no fouls committed yet. Lima Senior just has committed 2. 1 on Wilson and 1 on Flowers.
Lima Senior does what Wilmington does with a full court.
And Cam Stewart brings it all the way up, gives it off to Matt Smith, who gave it back to Stewart, and now back to Bogard on the right wing. Gives it off to Cumberland. Gives it off to Bogard. Again over here on the right wing. Gives it off to Mansfield. Mansfield tried to find a lane on the other side, couldn't. Gave it off to Cam Stewart, who gives it to Bogard. Bogard outside to Cumberland, gives it back to Bogard, had a wide open look, drives, gives it to Matt Smith, takes a shot, and it's blocked by number 23, Stafford, and the ball's stolen away, and here goes the Spartans down the floor. Gave it off in the corner now. Dumping it back in and out. That was Flowers, who has the ball, brings it back out on top, 1:50 to play in the first quarter. Flowers going to take it all the way to the hoop. No good, but the follow-up shot is no good as well. Rebounded by Cumberland. Here go the Cane down the floor. Cumberland. The shot fouled, and he will be shooting 2.
Lima senior foul 11. Ruben Flowers.
That's Ruben Flowers, his second, team's third, shooting 2 at the line. Jaron Cumberland.
Shooting 2.
Yeah, foul shots could be a key thing in this ball game too. So far, we're 0 for 1. We need to get our percentage up.
First shot for Cumberland is up and good. Guy's over a 90% free throw shooter from the line, you know.
Replacing Ruben Flowers the third.
8-5, 1:38 to go here, first quarter.
Second shot for Cumberland is up and good. So now it's 8-6, 1:38 to play in the first quarter. Wilmington fighting back. Chris Woolery coming back into the ball game for the Cane. Wilmington doing a lot of substitutions here early on in the game, trying to keep fresh legs in. Sampson will bring the ball up the floor, working against Bogard. Now Wilmington going to do that trap. Sampson was trapped, got it away to number 23, Stafford. Gives it off back to Sampson. Working against Woolery, step back, jumper, good. That was by Ward for 2 points.
Letting that push off to go again. You get separation because you push the guy defensive back about 8 feet.
Woolery for 2, no good. Sorry, Joe. Rebound finally pulled down by Ward, gives it off, other end of the floor. This one is stole. No, ball still loose, picked up by Cam Stewart. Here come the Cane. It's 2-on-3 though. Stewart's going to go coast to coast and has got the 2 points. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. It's now 10-8. Lima Senior in the lead.
Less than a minute to go.
You know, our 2 shortest guys have drove in for layups, and they're not. They don't affect them. They just go against whoever's guarding them and go right up, and they put them in.
Drawing some fouls too, doing that.
Stafford with the basketball on the Value City Arena sign on the court. He gave it off to Sampson. Looks like Lima Senior might hold for the last shot as Stafford gets the ball back. Back over to Sampson. 22 seconds to play first quarter. 10-8. Lima Senior. Over to Stafford again. Now they're going to look like they're going to try to run a play. Bogard playing good defense, not allowing Stafford to give it to Sampson. Now he does. Sampson going to drive all the way to the hoop. No good. Follow up. Good. And that's going to do it for the end of our first quarter of play as number 33, Jalen Thomas, followed up with that shot. And at the end of one, Lima Senior has the lead 12-8 over the Wilmington Hurricane as you're listening to live high school basketball on CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports.
And once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors for today's semifinal game. We have Bogard's Southern Barbecue. Marty Bogard, a sponsor of Hurricane Sports all year round. We also have Wilmington Savings Bank. Stop in and tell Tom how much you appreciate Wilmington Savings Bank bringing you these tournament basketball games. And then also our other sponsor, Ken Lundy of Peel and Lundy Real Estate. Thank Ken when you see him. Let him know that we certainly appreciate all these fine sponsors bringing you these games.
Well, guys, after one quarter, Wilmington just down by 4 points. And, you know, you got to look at it as this. Lima Senior very, very disciplined on that defensive side. You were bringing that up, too, at the beginning of the game, Charlie.
Yep, well, even on the offensive side, they showed a lot of patience. And it seems like to me there is a little bit of height advantage Lima Senior has is working in their favor, especially like with Dylan. Dylan's doing a great job, but he looks like he's amongst giants out there right now.
And I think Bogard's got 4 points for Wilmington right now. He's leading the way. Cumberland just has 2, and that came off of free throws. So Cumberland, you know, they got to get away from the pressure on the defensive side and try to get an open look from 3 and, you know, take those 3 points when you can.
Well, it's time for Cumberland to turn it up. I mean, you know, hey, you won't be Mr. Basketball, which he should have been. We all think that. Now's the time. Show the OHSAA they made a mistake.
But he could still be voted AP Player of the Year.
Yes.
All right, so Lima Senior will begin with the basketball to begin our second quarter of play because Lima Senior has the possession arrow as the inbound comes into Sampson. And Sampson will bring it up the floor as our second quarter's underway. Gives it off to Wilson, working it around the perimeter. And they can palm the ball too. Inside, the ball's loose on the floor, and Cam Stewart picks it up. Jump ball, it's going to go to Wilmington anyways.
Yeah, they're getting a little slack with the ball a little bit there. He tried to dribble behind his back and lost possession, and didn't even have to do it. Just he's trying to be a little fancy there.
So Wilmington with possession here. 7:43 to play in the first half. 12-8. Inbound comes into Woolery. Gives it back to Bogard, who will dribble it the rest of the way up the floor.
No
nice
press
pick.
or anything.
Bogard seemingly took over in that first quarter with those 4 points. We need to get somebody else involved as well. Stewart on top. Three-pointer for Stewart. In and out. No good. Rebound pulled down by Lima Senior. And
by Cam Stewart.
foul.
They call a foul.
Yep. Foul on Cam Stewart.
He went up over that guy and blocked that shot.
Number 23 will be shooting at the line. Stafford. And that's Stewart's first and the team's first for Wilmington. Stafford's first shot. He's up. No. Oh, that one was good. I didn't think that was going to be good. Bounced off the back of the rim. Went into the basket.
One thing it's going to be here is they both are pressing, playing full court defense and man-to-man. Which one holds up in the fourth quarter? Which one has the stamina to keep going?
Mansfield back into the ball game, and the second shot was also good by Stafford to make it 14-8. 7:16 to play in the first half as Bogard dribbles up the floor here for the Hurricane. Gets it across half court. Wilmington needs a good shot here, and Cumberland is being covered up inside. He can't even get to the outside. Bogard in trouble inside, and gives it off to Cumberland. Barely gets it, and he goes in for a 2-and-1. Good job by Cumberland to be alive there to pick up that loose ball on the floor, guys.
Yeah, because they were coming after it too. The ball was trickling toward him, but they were heading for the basketball too, and he grabbed it just in the nick of time, got by him, got fouled as he went up, and made the basket.
Three-point play is completed. A whistle as Matt Smith comes back in for Chris Woolery. Wilmington just down by 3 points now, 14-11, closing the gap with 6:56 to play in the first half. A lead at halftime would be huge right now, guys. Dribbling up the floor, Lima Senior. That's Wilson. Wilson working against Stewart, gives it off. Three-pointer is no good. Rebounded by Cumberland. Here come the Hurricane. Down the floor, Mansfield's wide open, but it just overshot him. And the ball's going to go back to Lima Senior. Wilmington had a chance there, guys.
He jumps, he catches it.
Oh yeah,
he didn't even jump.
If he jumps, catches it, it's layup.
Yeah.
But he stood on the floor waiting for it to come down, and it didn't come down. It just kept going.
All right, Lima Senior with possession. Takes it across half court. Now on the right wing. Gives it off to Sampson. That was Ward. Sampson working his Bogard. Step back, fadeaway, jumper, nothing but net. Swish for Sampson.
Simpson,
right?
Simpson.
Simpson.
We got Simpson and Sampson.
16-11.
Bogard with it. Gives it off to Mansfield. Mansfield nearly lost it. Found the lane, though. Drives to the inside. The basket's good and one. That is what Mansfield should do all day long.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's where Wilmington's making their points right now. Driving the basket, making it, or getting fouled and making it. I'll see how Mansfield does at the foul line.
Fouls on Rico Stafford. His first, team's fifth.
Senior substitution one, DeMonte Lyles.
Lyles into the ball game, number 1. So now Mansfield has a chance to complete a 3-point play and make it just a 2-point deficit. First shot, that one, good. 3-point play completed by Mansfield to make it 16-14, 6 minutes to play in the first half. Simpson brings the ball up the floor. Trying to find a lane. Another step back jumper wide open. That one is good for 2.
He started to drive. Everybody cut him off, and so he just backed up 2 steps. Nobody around him, and just calmly shot a 3-point.
Now Woolery, 3-pointer from the corner, in and out. No good. Ball's loose. stolen away by Mansfield. Tried to give it off, and that's going to be a foul against number 23, Stafford. He picks up 2 quick ones.
The second, yeah.
No, excuse me, that was Thomas. His first, team 6th.
And right now, 6-1 on fouls, which is going in Wilmington's favor. If Wilmington can just stay there.
Yeah, next one, we're going 1-1 the rest of the time.
Inbound comes into Cumberland. Nearly lost that ball, but pulled it right back down and gave it off to Bogard. Over to Mansfield. Wilmington down by 4. Bogard, and an offensive foul is going to go against Cam Stewart, I believe. We'll have to wait and see. Nope, that's Chris Woolery, his first, team 2nd. Joe jinxed him.
That's that third referee that Charlie doesn't like that calls those screens.
It had no effect on the play. 18-14. Lima Senior bringing the ball down.
Yeah, but Simpson gives it off. Wilson for 3 on the wing. Nothing but net.
He was like 3 feet behind the red line, which is the college line.
And a travel is going to be called against Bogart. I think Wilmington needs a timeout here, guys.
Yeah, he's not a timeout coach, but we're not usually behind at this phase of the game. So I think sometimes you may need one just to
calm the guys down.
A little bit.
5:05 to play, first half. 21-14. Lima Senior in the lead as Simpson brings the ball, working against Cam Stewart now. Simpson gives it off in the corner. 3-pointer again, no good. Rebounded by Cam Stewart. There's Cumberland all alone down the floor. Easy layup for Cumberland. Wilmington needs these fast breaks here, guys.
Yes. I thought he was going to go on in for the dunk, and if there was a guy there, but he didn't have the total position.
That's going to be a reach against Bogard.
And he looked like he just dribbled it off Bogart's feet. And
21-16, 4:38 to go. Kane down 5.
Inbound comes into Simpson, gives it off.
Be a charge.
Lyles, charge.
Yes.
That's going to be against Simpson. That's his first and the team's 7th.
Jeff, he just posted up, and he saw the guy coming.
That's his second.
And he didn't slow down. He just went right over him.
That's his second foul. Yep, Charlie's right. And he's going to go take a little break.
Now's the time. Get him on the bench. Take a little bit, try to get back in this.
And Stafford comes back in. All right, Bogard gets the inbound. You see, Lima Senior has not been playing that full court press here in the second quarter like they did in the first. They're up by 5, though, 21-16. Cumberland with the basketball on the left wing. 4:20 to play. First half, Bogard with it. In the corner, dribbling out to the wing. Trying to find that lane. Now back out. Gives to Mansfield. Thought about his 3. Should have taken it.
That's what I'm saying. You guys can't.
There you go. Oh, no.
Do it again and faked out. It's just like you got to have some guts, guys. You trust yourself. And
Cumberland, 3-pointer from the wing. No good. Ball's loose. Oh. Last touch by Wilmington. Ball's going back to Senior.
I disagree with that because 2 guys go up for the ball. Wilmington pulled toward the field. The other guy pulled toward the out of bounds. The ball goes out of bounds. So who pulled that direction? Lima Senior. And yet they get the ball. Look for where the guys are pulling and see which way the ball goes.
Simpson is back into the ball game. Pass gives it off to Wilson. Inside, all alone. Easy bucket for Stafford.
Wilmington down 7 with 3:43 to go.
23-16. Bogard with the basketball.
On Cumberland.
Cumberland gets charged with a foul.
They're hanging all over him.
He just threw his arms up in the air, and the guy had a good acting job there.
Acting, that's the key there. If you notice, the official beside him didn't call it. The official underneath the opposite side is one that called that call.
That's his first, team 4th.
The other guy probably saw the acting job and says, I'm not calling that, and the other one did.
Inbound to Simpson. He's working against Stewart as Bogard and Stewart have switched players here in the second quarter. Wilson with the basketball out on top. Wilson trying to find somebody. Finds Simpson. Simpson, jumper, and a foul. That's
Stewart.
Cam Stewart, his second. Team's 5th. So now Simpson will be shooting 2 at the line for Lima Senior.
So it was 6-1. Now it's 7-5 on fouls.
Xavier Simpson shooting 2.
Since that time, it's 4-1 difference in fouls.
All right, so 2 shots here for Simpson. He has the ball at the foul line. First shot's up and good.
Lima Senior substitution 21, Keaton Upshaw.
Upshaw
Replacing Marquavius Wilson.
coming in for Wilson for Lima Senior. Second shot for Simpson. He's getting booed out of the building by the Wilmington fans. Is good by Simpson, so he's 2 for 2 and coming back into the ball game. Number 1, Lyles.
He's got 10 on the night already.
He's got 10. Bogard has 4, and Cumberland's got 7. Mansfield with 3.
25-16, 3 minutes to go, first half.
Well, going back to timeouts, Coach Wooden from UCLA, that coached there for years, would never call a timeout to if his team looked like they were in trouble. His timeouts were always called when he was like looking good just for a rest, but he would never call a timeout after the other team stole the ball, went out for a basket. He said, no, that shows weakness. I will never do that.
Lyles gets charged with a foul on Dylan Bogard, so now Bogard will be shooting 1-1. That's Lyles' first and the team's 8th. Simpson back in, and Marquavius Wilson. So Bogard with a 1-1 opportunity here. He's 0 for 1 at the line so far.
Dylan Bogard shooting 1-1.
The front end of the 1-1 for Bogard is no good. Rebound. Ball still being pulled around over there, and it's rebounded by Lima Senior. And Lima Senior would like a full timeout. 2:47 to play here in our first half. Wilmington is down by 9, ladies and gentlemen, 25-16 in Final Four action. Rick, go ahead.
Once again, wanting to thank our 3 sponsors for tonight's contest: Bogard's Southern Barbecue, Wilmington Savings Bank, and Ken Lundy of Peel and Lundy Real Estate. All these fine advertisers bringing you semifinal action here from the Schottenstein Center between the Wilmington Hurricane and the Lima Senior Spartans.
Thank you, Rick, for the sponsors. And guys, right now we're looking over here at the video boards. Lima Senior's 10-19 from the for field goals right now, shooting 52.6%. Wilmington is just 6 of 14. They have not made a 3, but like we've noticed before too, Wilmington has had some great opportunities to shoot 3 and have not taken them.
Yeah, they go up, nobody on them, and then they pull it down.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a Mike Noska thing, saying don't take unnecessary 3s.
I don't.
Or what?
Wow, now I tell you what, Jeffrey Mansfield, I even told him the other day, take the 3.
Yeah.
And he's had 2 or 3 opportunities.
He's not told, because if you saw Matt Smith, who's a bench player.
Matt Smith hadn't played much this year.
No, what I'm saying is he was shooting the 3.
He took 1 shot, yeah.
If Noska's got the thing out there, don't take unnecessary 3s, he's not shooting that shot.
I don't think Noska's got that.
I
think it's just more of a confidence deal.
Right.
I really do, and it's like somebody's got to get in their heads, guys. You can do this.
Back to live action now. Simpson with the basketball for Lima Senior after the timeout. Gives it off. 3-pointer for Wilson. In and out. Ball's loose. Follows up the shot. Got it blocked. Third chance. No good. Ball still being tipped around. And finally Cumberland pulls it down. Here goes Bogard down the floor. Finds Woolery. Finds Stewart. And now Wilmington slows it up again. Inside. Mansfield gets it ripped away by Simpson. And now Simpson got blocked, but he's going to be fouled.
Now who's the foul going to be called on, Woolery or Cumberland?
Probably Cumberland.
I'd think Woolery. Woolery was out in front there.
Simpson a little slow to get up. He's up, brushes it off. Yeah, that's going to be against Cumberland, his second.
Called it against Cumberland. They could have called it against either one of them.
Yeah, they could have called it against either one of them there. That's why I wasn't sure who. Cumberland did come over from behind, and he's the one that bashed the ball way out of bounds.
6th team foul for Wilmington, the second for Cumberland.
Xavier Simpson shooting 2.
Xavier Simpson going to be at the line shooting 2. Going to the University of Michigan next year. Mr. Basketball here in the state of Ohio. First shot's up and good.
Tell you one thing I like Lima Senior does, they follow their shots, boys. I tell you, I've preached that all season. You got to follow your shots. And I tell you what, it's paid dividends for them 3 or 4 times already.
And they're a good foul shot shooting team. Most of the time they go to the other end of the floor and let the guy by himself down here because they figure he's going to make it.
Second one's up and good as well for Simpson to make it 27-16. Upshaw and Lyles back into the ball game for Lima Senior.
Wilmington down 11 with 2:12 to go.
Yep, biggest lead of the ball game right now for Lima Senior as Cam Stewart dribbles the ball up the floor. Gives it off to Cumberland. Doubled, gives it back to Stewart, back to Cumberland. Back to Stewart. We've seen this a lot, trying to find that backdoor cut. Now Woolery inside, got a block ball. Pulled right back down by Woolery. Gives it to Bogart, gives it to Mansfield, gives it to Cumberland for 3.
Not there.
Short.
Ball went to the left.
Rebounded by Lima Senior. Stafford nearly got that one blocked. Cumberland pulls it down, and Cumberland wants to run with it. Splits 2 defenders and is fouled. So I'll have to wait and see who the foul's on. Nope, it's a 1-on-1 ref, not a on the floor.
Bounce, but we're shooting, yeah.
Lima Senior foul to Jarius Ward.
That's Jarius Ward's first, team's 9th, and shooting 1-on-1 will be Jaron Cumberland. 1:38 to play here in the first half, guys.
Well, that's one thing you're taught as a referee. You call the foul, and then you point to where you need it out of bounds.
Right. It's an instinct.
Yeah. Then you walk over to the table and you say 1-on-1.
Front end of the 1-on-1 for Cumberland is good. Gets it back down to a 10-point lead for Lima Senior.
Right now, Cumberland's been the only one hitting his foul shots consistently for Wilmington.
Second one for Cumberland. Is up. And in and out, no good. Rebound pulled down by Lima Senior. And now Simpson has the ball. 90 seconds to play in the first half. 27-17. Spartans in the lead. Wilmington needs some big defensive possessions here and turnovers to be able to get back into this ball game. They're not out of it by any stretch. Ward gave it off. Ooh, Bogart nearly stole that one away from Simpson. Drives, bucket, good, and is fouled by Mansfield.
Yeah, he let the guy go by him, then tried to jump up behind him and swat the ball. If he'd have just took a step left, he could have stopped the guy from getting there.
I'll tell you, this Simpson, boys, is a real deal. I mean, you can see why he got to Mr. Basketball.
Simpson now will be shooting 1 to try to complete a 3-point play and make it 30-17.
We don't have an answer for him.
No, not right now.
And the 3-point play is completed by Simpson, and he's going to come out.
It looks like the other players for Wilmington are saying, okay, Mr. Cumberland, you lead us, because nobody's stepping up, taking some shots, and taking it away from him.
Now it's 30-17. As Cam Stewart has the basketball, gives it off to Cumberland. Gives it off to Stewart. In the corner is Bogart driving, and he's going to get it stolen away. Unnecessary drives when they could be taking a 3. Nice pass by Lima Senior to Stafford for 2.
Or when they drive, they're just losing control of the ball.
Lot of turnovers for Wilmington right now.
Wilmington down 15 with 40 seconds to go in the half.
They're going to probably over last shot. Cumberland with it. Gives it to Bogart. Cam Stewart's wide open all over here in the right corner. Now he comes back to the right wing, back to Bogart. Back to Stewart, over to Mansfield. And Mansfield's going to get fouled, and he's going to go to the line to shoot 2 for the Hurricane.
Yeah, he faked. The guy started to go for the block, and then when he went around him, he reached and caught him around the neck a little bit.
Nick Morris is going to come in. And the foul was on Ward, his second, the team's 10th. Mansfield shooting 2 at the line for the Cane. First shot is up. Being good.
Lima Senior substitutions 5. Xavier Simpson 33. Jalen Thomas. Wilmington substitution 5. Nick Morris.
Jalen Thomas back in.
I thought he might have been taking Cumberland out with 32 seconds to go just to make sure he doesn't get that third foul right there in this last little bit.
Second one for Mansfield is good as well, so he hits both of them from the line to make it 32-19 with 18 seconds to play here in the first half. Lima Senior with possession. Will probably get the last shot. Simpson with the ball on top, working against Bogart again.
10 seconds, 8 seconds.
And now Simpson gives it off. Passing it around. Ward for three. Got it at the buzzer. Ward for three. And we're going to go to halftime. Wilmington down 35-19 at the half in our Final Four matchup here live from Jerome Schottenstein Center at Value City Arena.
Well, you can see they're shooting threes and hitting them. Wilmington is not shooting threes.
They're not taking them. They're passing them up. They've had how many open threes have they passed up the first half?
You can't miss a shot.
5 or so.
You cannot miss a shot you don't take.
That's right. I can't get over it.
We're at halftime. We want to remind you, Bogart Southern Barbecue, one of our sponsors. You can reach them at 937-655-8100. They're at 975 South Street in Wilmington, Ohio. Their hours of operation, they're never open on Sunday, but Monday and Tuesday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. And also by Ken Lundy of Peel & Lundy Real Estate. Buying or selling a home is an emotionally charged undertaking and a substantial investment that demands the seasoned advice and the personal attention of a knowledgeable, experienced professional. Ken Lundy has been assisting both buyers and sellers since 1978. His goal is to provide guidance along the way so that your decisions are informed and that the outcome is a success. He has the access to both the Cincinnati and the Dayton MLS. Give Ken Lundy a call. You can reach him at 937-725-7039. Ken Lundy of Peel & Lundy Real Estate. And then also by Wilmington Savings Bank. They are at 937-382-1659. You can find them at 184 North South Street in Wilmington, Ohio. And of course, Wilmington Savings Bank has been a Wilmington tradition for over a century. Talk to Tom there at Wilmington Savings Bank. Tom helping us bring you this basketball game here for the semifinals of the Boys State Division I Tournament Championship. We'll be back after a few moments here at halftime. This is Rick Phillips for CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports. Lima Senior leading Wilmington right now, 35-19.
Halftime entertainment. We have some jump ropers. What? I don't think we're going to get any stats up here tonight, so.
On the other days, we had to go get it. They didn't bring it to us.
Cumberland, he has 8 here at the half. Mansfield 5, Bogard 4, Stewart 2. And leading the way for Lima Senior is obviously Mr. Basketball, Xavier Simpson, with 15. Stafford has 4, Wilson 5, Ward 5, Flowers a couple, and Thomas 2.
I already said what I had. So. I do like Andy Stevens said, just let us go do that.
Oklahoma is up by 5.
I can't believe Michigan State's already beat. What the hell? Same here. I had that one in all.
They seem safe. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we are at halftime here from Value City Arena. The first Final Four matchup in Division I between Wilmington and Lima Senior. Lima Senior ahead of Wilmington right now, 35-19. Some first half stats: Lima Senior 13-26 from the field, 50%. They're 2 of 7 from three-point land, and they're 7 of 7 from the free throw line. Wilmington's just 6 of 15 from the field, 0 of 6 from three-point land that they have attempted, and they're 6 of 10 from the free throw line. Leading the way for Wilmington with 8 points, Jaron Cumberland. With 4 points, Bogard. With 5 points, Jeffrey Mansfield. And right now, the man taking control for Lima Senior with 15 points and 2 fouls is Xavier Simpson. 2 players with 5 points. That would be Wilson and Lyles. And with 6 points, Rico Stafford. With 2 points, number 33, Jalen Thomas. So right now, we've got a situation where Wilmington down 35-19 at the half. They were down by 15 to Walnut Ridge over at Trent Arena. And right now, they're down by 16 here at the half. And Wilmington's going to need to play some good basketball to bring it home and make it to the state finals tomorrow night. Again, we're at halftime here, only on CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports. We'll be right back to get everybody ready to go here for the second half from Value City Arena.
Facebook, tag them at Troy Pop Rocks in your tweets and Instagram photos. The OHSA Foundation's Leadership Conference is the largest in the nation. It's provided at no cost to students and member schools. Proceeds from the silent auction located behind sections 127 today and tomorrow help make the Leadership Conference a reality. Support the OHSA Foundation and help support member school students by supporting the Foundation's silent auction.
Problem is, they're shooting probably a lot more shots. Travis wanted to know how the weather was up here. Right inside. That was not raining inside. Pretty cold back.
All of you are leaders. Whether you're a cheerleader on the football team, engaged in your community, student council,
somewhere over there on the third level. You ready, Charlie? He's over here on the third level somewhere.
All right, guys, we got about 5.5 minutes before the third quarter gets underway here from Value City Arena. With me is Charlie Hargrave and Joe Davis. As always, I'm AJ Ganger, giving you live action here from the Value City Arena at the Jerome Schottenstein Center on the campus of Ohio State. Guys, it's 35-19 right now. Wilmington not shooting the ball particularly well. They've only taken, Lima Senior has taken 26 shots. Wilmington has just taken 15. But one of the things we've been talking about all game long is these three-pointers. Wilmington has an opportunity to score three-pointers, and they're not doing it. And right now, as you know, a thing that is also hurting them right now is Lima Seniors out-rebounding them 18-7, and Wilmington's got no offensive boards. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Well, one thing I've noticed is, like you said, Wilmington shot, about 15 shots less than them. If shots not taken, you're not going to make. You can't make a shot you don't shoot. So they just look tight and timid as far as shooting. I'm wide open. What if I miss? I'm going to pass it to you. And the other guy's saying,
they're playing scared.
Yeah,
they're not playing like state champions. They're playing like they're scared, like they're going to get yelled at if they do the wrong thing. Guys, you got to go after it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is it. Win or go home. I mean, you got open shots there. Cumberland's not breaking out. He's got 8 points so far. They're all over him underneath there. That's where Mansfield, Laurie has shot a couple shots. He hasn't been hitting. Bogart kind of took the lead there early in the game.
But he was driving, not shooting.
But that's the key right there. They need to drive to the hole, and they need to take those open shots.
One thing I've also noticed, and was brought up to me by a caller calling into me, they jump, every time we fake, they're jumping to block the shot. Well, if they jump to block shots,
lean into them.
Get them up, lean in, get the foul called, and put them in foul trouble.
And something else that I've noticed, guys, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Wilmington is getting fooled by the pump fake. The pump fake shots taken by Simpson. So every time, it seems like Simpson's shot is that step back jumper. He's always going to shoot that step back. He's got a good fadeaway. He's got a great shot. I mean, this kid's the real deal, and we know that. But it just seems like Wilmington, they're going towards the basket, waiting for the shot, leaving the shooter wide open, and every time he's got a wide open look, he's going to make it. What is Wilmington's defense going to have to do to prevent that from happening?
Well, one thing, their offense has to do something. That would be a good defense, If we're scoring, early in the game, we went down there, threw the ball away a few times. Cumberland right on the go, went down. Cam was open on the left, but he jumped up and it looked like he tried to dump it into somebody that I didn't even see there and threw it away. We've had 2 or 3, then a travel call, another throwaway. We got to take care of the ball, go down, and get some good shots up. And we're not taking the opportunity good shots that's in front of us.
And Wilmington's got 8 turnovers, too. That contributes a lot to the 35 points for Lima Senior. And Lima Senior's only got 5 turnovers, and they haven't really hurt them at all.
Right. When you take 8 turnovers, that's 8 shots not taken. You add on that the shots that were not taken and when we're wide open, and how many shots then have we not taken? And we're already, they're shooting the ball. They're not. I haven't seen anybody them. I mean, they may go up for a shot and then not take it, but not as many as we have. If they're open, they're shooting the shot.
We're going to have to turn up the defense, and they're just going to have to start taking shots. I mean, they're driving to the bucket. They were doing pretty good.
All right, we got about a minute and a half to go before our second half's underway. Wilmington down 35-19 here at the half from Value City Arena, Jerome Schottenstein Center. There's some highlights on the video board from that first half. Pretty cool. The student sections are rocking and rolling here at the Jerome Schottenstein Center. Wilmington is down by 16 points. I don't think I've ever been to a game that Wilmington is down by that much at the half. I've seen games where they're losing, but it's just difficult to really put that into words right now and say that they're down by 16 at the half because of just how dominant they have been throughout the course of the season and the tournament.
Well, that game in Kettering that we were not allowed to cover, I think they were down 15 or 16 at half.
But they weren't playing the team we're playing now. That's the difference. We were playing a lot.
Yeah, that was a pretty good team, I think they were playing that day. Yeah, Columbia, it was a Walnut Ridge.
Walnut Ridge.
So,
well, I'm not saying Wilmington cannot get back in this game, but they've got to change the way they played the first half. I would say a lot of why the score is different is not so much as what the other team's done, it's what Wilmington has not done.
Well, but I'll tell you what, no, I'm not going to take anything away from Lima Senior. They're a good club.
No,
but you know, Wilmington's got to get more aggressive. I mean, if they're going to play with them, they got to get more aggressive on the boards. How many boards do we see where, you know, the ball, Wilmington should got the ball and they just were boxing out and didn't go out? They got to get more aggressive.
Well, I'm not saying that they wouldn't be ahead. I'm not saying that Wilmington would be ahead if they did those things. I'm saying they'd be back in the game. They're down 16 points. They've taken themselves out of that game. The other team is ahead of them maybe, but it could be a 4-point game or a 6-point game. Then Wilmington's not out of the game. Wilmington's taken themselves out by not, like I said, boxing out and letting the other team run in, grab, bounce the ball, and put it right back in.
They've played scared. They've played like it's their first time in the state tournament, which it is. You know, but now
Since
they got
1927.
Now they got to get over that. You know, they got to get over that.
I mean,
all right. Back to live action. Lima Senior. We're going to see if Wilmington's made any defensive changes as Senior begins with the basketball to begin our second half. As Simpson has it, gives it off. Now inside and a quick foul.
Cam Stewart on the reach, I think.
He tried to reach around and he called it quick. Boom.
That's third. His third, team's first. Wilson dumped it off there and a quick whistle. So now Lima Senior inbounds it. Nearly got it stolen away. Gave it back. Layups up and good for Lima Senior. Number 0, Wilson with the basket. And now it's 37-19. Bogard with the basketball. Cumberland going to drive, whistle, and a foul.
Now see again, he's driving for a basket. He ends up making it, but the guy reaches over and touch foul, and they call that take the basket away from him. You know, don't take the ball out of the guy's hand if he was not hindered in that drive by that. Don't call that foul. That's a call. That to me, that's a foul you shouldn't call right there.
That's Stafford's second foul, I believe. And Mansfield underneath with the basket, no good. Ball is loose, picked up by Lima Senior. Simpson on the other end, easy 2 points. And now Lima Senior's up by 20 points, guys.
Yeah, Wilmington again there. Jeff had the ball underneath. All he had to do was go up for a basket.
Now Jaron gets a basket and a foul. And the officials are going to talk this one over.
Make sure he got the right number, I think, probably what they're doing here.
Basket's good. Number 11, Ruben Flowers, is third and the team's second. So the basket counts and Cumberland has a chance for a 3-point play at the line.
Cumberland's come out so far and said, hey, I'm going to do it. Here we go. Let's see what happens.
Well, are the other 4 doing the same thing? That's the question.
Second one, or first shot is up and good. 3-point play completed. 39-22. Lima Senior is still in the lead. Wilmington trying to cut it. They got to make some big stops on defense the rest of the way, guys. Simpson gets the inbound pass. We haven't seen that press trap from Wilmington yet.
I believe we need to.
Yeah. Simpson dribbles around everyone, goes inside, loses the ball. Picked up by Matt Smith, gives it off to Bogard, gets it across half court. Bogard gives it off Stewart. Dribbles, 3-pointer for Stewart's up, no good. Rebounded by Matt Smith, gives it off to Bogard, and Wilmington resets. Bogard with a jumper, though, for 2. And the one! Good job by Bogard. He made a step-back jumper there just like Simpson's been doing all game.
But Wilmington's doing now what they did not do the first half. They're coming down and attacking.
Yep, full timeout. Lima Senior.
Lima Senior takes that timeout like Charlie said. 6:41 to play in the third quarter. Lima Senior leading 39-24.
I don't think they like what they're seeing right now. But anyway, tonight's game being brought to you by Bogart Southern Barbecue, Ken Lundy Appeal and Lundy Real Estate, and Wilmington Savings Bank. Let all three of these companies know how much you appreciate them bringing you Hurricane basketball in this tournament action.
Again, 6:41 to play here in the third quarter. Wilmington starting to make a little bit of comeback. Bogard will have a chance at a three-point play for himself. Will we come out of the timeout? Right now, Dylan Bogard was 6 points on the day, 11 for Jaron Cumberland. And guys, like you said, it looks like, everyone's going to come out and say, we're going to make it our game for Wilmington. This is going to be a team-oriented basketball game. And for Lima Senior, it's much of the same. It's Xavier Simpson, Xavier Simpson, Xavier Simpson.
Yeah.
All right, after the timeout, Bogard has a chance at the three-point play from the line. And the shot is up for Bogard and good. Completes the three-point play. That's actually his first free throw made tonight, but he's perfect on field goals.
Wilmington's gained 6 points in the last minute and a half.
Now they're only down by 14. They were down by 20 at one point. They were down by 16 at the half. Wilmington looking to trap Simpson. He dribbles around it, passes it off inside. Blocked by Cumberland. The second chance shot's no good. Oh, I didn't see that. He touched that ball last.
He pulled it out. He was the one that had position on the outside, and he pulls it that way, and they give him back the ball. That's, again, watch the defender or the person when he pulls. If he pulls to the right and the ball goes that way, it's off him.
Simpson inbounds it, gives it back to him. Ball's batted away.
Off his shoulder.
Oh, man. And the official right in front didn't even make the call. Who went out?
He looked at him. He couldn't tell.
He said, I couldn't tell. Did it hit him or not? And looks back at this official, and he goes, no.
All right, so Lima Senior maintaining possession again. Inbound comes in. Simpson gets the handoff. Going to drive. Step back jumper. No good. Rebounded by Cumberland, and he gets fouled.
Every time that you hear them do a jump back shot, the guy is taking his right arm or left arm and pushing back, extending the arm to get a distance between the two players and then going up for the shot. That's a foul. When the guy extends the arm to get position, that is advantage, disadvantage, that is a foul.
All right, Dylan Bogard with the ball on top for Wilmington. Gives it off to Mansfield on the right wing as Wilmington is now going right to left. Bogard with it. Starts to drive, kicks it out to Cam Stewart. Cam Stewart with the drive. What a layup by Cam Stewart. Windmill layup for Stewart's good. And it's back to a 12-point game. Wilmington showed a little bit of a press, backed out of it. Lima Senior with it. Simpson has the ball out on top. Wilmington, the crowd starting to come back into the game right now. 5:45 to play in the third quarter. 39-27, Lima Senior. Wilson gave it off. Flowers kicks it outside. Now Wilson has the ball on the right wing. Spinning, kicks it out. Stafford over to Simpson. Gives it off to Ward. Fell on the ground, but they're going to call Stewart for a trip.
That's going to be his fourth.
It's going to be Stewart's fourth foul, the team's second.
That's a big loss right there.
As Matt Smith's going to come into the ball game.
That's going to put all the pressure now on Dylan Bogard because the two of them go back and forth. And
I would put Nick Morrison. That's just my opinion. You got a good player in Nick Morris. He's a senior. Why not put him in?
Now they drive and get the foul called.
Got a bucket and is fouled. That's Mansfield's second, team's third, and now Flowers with a chance at a three-point play from the line for Lima Senior. It's up. It's no good.
That's their first miss on the foul shot.
Rebounded by Woolery. Gave it right off to Cumberland, and Cumberland takes it across half court. He's going to bring it all the way down. Gets fouled on the drive, and he'll be shooting two.
Every time they drive, they get fouled. Every time.
Every time. Now that one, he's getting clobbered all the way down the line. They wait till he's at the basket before they call it. The other one, he gets by a guy. The guy touches him with his little finger, and they call the foul.
That's Ward's third foul and the team's fifth. So already 5 fouls for Lima Senior here in the early going of the third quarter. First shot for Cumberland is easy, good.
He's got 12 so far.
He needs to pick it up. Wilmington down by 13. Second shot for Cumberland is up. That one's in and out. Rebound pulled down by Lima Senior. That was Ward with the rebound, and now Simpson has the ball, and he'll bring it the rest of the way up the floor with 5 minutes to play in the third quarter, 41-28. Spartans in the lead. Simpson gives it off to number 33, Thomas. Thomas with it, had a wide open look, gives it off to Ward. Ward kicks it back outside. Over to Simpson now on the left corner. Good defense by Bogard. Not giving an inch.
In their behalf, this is where you can have the wide open shot and get up. You got a 13-point lead. You can be a little more patient about not shooting that shot. Wilmington, you're behind. You can't be that patient. You got to take the shots that are given to you.
Thomas gave it off back to Ward.
That's what they're doing. Run a little slow down here.
Wilmington's playing good defense, though. Ward nearly lost the ball there. Nearly Matt Smith had a chance to steal it away, too. Now Simpson with it on the right wing. Started to drive, kicks it back outside. Thomas gave it off. Wilson with the basketball.
You gotta watch on their screens when our guy tries to fight through, the screener is moving and they're not calling that.
Bad shot by Simpson. Second chance shot, no good as well. Got the rebound, no good on the third chance. Finally, Matt Smith pulls it down. Here come the Cane down the floor. And pass by Bogard trying to hit Cumberland.
Cumberland's giving his hand up. Hey, I'm open, driving in. He threw it, but he threw it too hard. Throw it up light, let him go get it. Instead, he threw it too hard, and he jumped and it went right over his head.
That was an opportunity, boys.
It's 9 turnovers now for the Cane.
That was an opportunity. Blown.
That could have got it down within 11 with just over 3:30 left in the third quarter.
Flowers with the basketball, up on top. Gave it off to Simpson. Fake. Now this one,
away.
Nearly stolen away by Bogart. It does. Here goes Bogart, 2-on-2. Gives it off. Cumberland, three-pointer, no good.
Out. And then knocked
Ball's
away.
Loose. Ball goes out of bounds. Ball back to Wilmington. Good job by Matt Smith.
He just picked the ball up and just carried it out of bounds. Like there's no question about who that's off of.
I don't know. This crew it might be.
Into the ball game, number 1, Lyles.
Replacing Jerry is Ward.
All right, Wilmington with the basketball. Down 41-28. 3:10 to play in the third. Bogard with it. Gives it to Cumberland.
Well, when Wilmington College played the national championship a few years back, they were trailing the whole game, and somebody from the stands kept yelling,
"Why doesn't he take that shot?"
Three-pointer for Cumberland is no good. Ball's still loose. Picked up by Lyles. Here goes Lima Senior down the floor. Gives it off. Good two-pointer for Wilson.
Somebody has basically told Mansfield not to shoot.
No, he's afraid.
Somebody has told him not to shoot.
He just doesn't have confidence.
Somebody has told him not to shoot.
He's wide open. He's got a chance to shoot. When I asked him the other day, he just shrugged his shoulders. I said, "Why don't you shoot more?" He just shrugged his shoulders.
Mansfield going to take a three this time, and he nailed it. Three-pointer for Jeffrey Mansfield, and it's 43-31, 2:20 to play in the third.
He's allowed to. He just won't.
Maybe that'll give him some confidence. He'll start shooting those, because I tell you what, he's had 2 or 3 open looks. If he makes those, we're right in the game.
Where Wilmington College were behind, somebody from the Wilmington stands kept yelling, "We got him right where we want him." Every time we're down, we're right where we want him. Well, that's where we need.
Oh, good job by Cumberland.
Right where we want him.
Got the ball. Here goes Mansfield, coast to coast. Get a basket and one.
Guy tried to get the charge, but Mansfield went around him and caught his shoulder, and that's a foul on the defender.
Good job by Mansfield with the drive, and now he has a chance at a three-point play. The foul's on Lyles. His second, team 6th.
This can get the Wilmington back within
single digits, baby, single digits if he can make this from 43-33. I think that was Wilmington's goal this quarter, to just try to get down to single digits.
Single digits this quarter, and we'll take over the last quarter. That's what I said. When you're playing basketball, it's who's up in the fourth quarter. It's not what you do the first and second quarter as much as what you do the last half.
Mansfield sinks. And it's now 43-34, 1:54 to play.
We're now 11 for 15 from the free throw line, so we're doing a lot better on the free throws.
Mansfield has 11, guys.
And Mansfield has made the lone three-pointer for Wilmington to 1 of 10. The crowd getting back into it. as the bench trying to get him riled up as Simpson has the ball for Lima Senior on the right side.
If Wilmington would have played this style of basketball the first half, it'd be a lot different ballgame.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jeffrey just take them shots. He had 2 or 3 open looks the first half.
Ward working against Mansfield. Hands it off to Simpson. And it looks like they're going to, slow it down. They're playing a Moeller-type ball game right now. Simpson gave it off.
Well, Wilmington does this quite often when they get the big lead. They'll slow the pace down a lot when Wilmington has a big lead.
When you don't have a shot clock, why not? Simpson with the ball. Gave it off to Ward. 1:05 to play in the third, 43-34. Good defense by Mansfield. Ward drives and a foul against Mansfield. That's going to be number 3, yep. And the team's fourth.
Wilmington foul, 43, Jeffrey Mansfield. His third, team's
58.5 seconds to play here in the third, 43-34. Lima Senior only up by 9. They were up by 20 at one point in the quarter. Simpson got the inbound, drives, gives it off. Bucket is up and good by Flowers.
I was just about to say they may try to hold for the last shot with 1 minute to go, but they didn't. Oh,
Bogard gets hacked hard going up. I think that one's going to be against Simpson.
I don't think. Oh, they are calling a foul. I thought they were just calling out of bounds.
Nope, that was on Ruben Flowers. His fourth. That's number 4 for him, and the team's 7. So Wilmington is in the bonus the rest of the way, guys.
And Wilmington's got to keep doing that, taking the ball to him. Just take it to him.
Dylan shooting 2 at the line.
Foul shots is going to be so important in this game.
First one is good by Bogard. Make it 45-35, 47 and a half seconds to play in the third.
12 for 16 from the free throw line is Wilmington.
Lima Senior substitution 21, Keaton Upshaw.
Upshaw back into the ball game for the Spartans. Second shot for Bogard is up and good. Chris Woolery back in.
Back to 9 points.
76% from the free throw line.
45-36.
Made a big turnover here. Wilmington needs basically another 4 points on my mind to end this quarter. And now Simpson's trapped, dribbles around the trap. Gets it across half court. Simpson going to take it coast to coast. Easy bucket for Simpson with the one hand. Cam Stewart gives it off.
35 seconds left to go.
Cumberland drives, reverse, no good. Rebounded by Woolery, and he got fouled. No foul called there. The ball goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with Wilmington, though. 27.8 seconds to play in the third. 47-36. Lima Senior.
Senior substitution 1,
Devontae Lyles back in.
27.8 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Stewart to inbound. Gets it into Woolery. Straight jumper right off the inbound pass. Good for Chris Woolery. And now it's back to 9 points again, 47-38.
We've gained 7 points this quarter.
Simpson with the basketball. Working against Bogard. 10 seconds to play in the third.
First 2 quarters, they got that last second shot, too, to drop.
Simpson, jumper, no good. And Cumberland throws up a court shot, and it's no good.
Bogard went right up with him and got the tip of the ball there.
We're going to the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Our score, Lima Senior 47, Wilmington 38. They're just down by 9. Go ahead, Rick.
Well, if we can play as well in the fourth quarter as we played in that third quarter, we've got a chance of pulling this game out. No question about it. Lima Senior, they're probably a little worried. We want to thank our sponsors for this game, Wilmington Savings Bank, Bogard Southern Barbecue, and Ken Lundy Appeal and Lundy Real Estate. Ken Lundy, buying or selling a home is an emotionally charged undertaking, and it's a substantial investment that demands the seasoned advice and the personal attention of a knowledgeable, experienced professional. Ken's been just that. He's assisting both buyers and sellers since 1978. His goal is to provide guidance along the way so that your decisions are informed and the outcome is a success. He has access to both the Cincinnati and Dayton MLS give Ken Lundy a call, 937-725-7039.
Wilmington won that quarter 19-12.
Lima Senior has 3 players in foul trouble. Number 2, Ward. Number 11, Flowers with 4. And with 3, number 23, Stafford for Wilmington. Cam Stewart just has 4, and Jeffrey Mansfield has 2. So right now,
3, I think.
who? Oh, Mansfield's got 3, yeah. So right now, but Wilmington is in the bonus the rest of the way, guys, so that helps if they get fouled, and I think they're going to begin with the ball to begin the 4th quarter as well, which is big, but they need points.
They got to keep driving to the hole. Every time they drive the hole, they get fouled.
They got to make something of the opportunity, which they did the 3rd quarter, which they did not do the first 2.
Drive to the hole.
All right, Cam Stewart with the ball on top to begin our 4th and final quarter to decide who's going to the state championship game tomorrow night. Cumberland with it. Gives it to Stewart. Over to Bogart for 3 in the corner. No good. Rebounded by Wilson. Man, that looked good, too, from up here.
Yeah, nice shot. And be willing to take those shots. Yeah, you may not make them all, but you're going to make some. If you're a good shooter and you've been making them all year, why stop now?
Simpson with it. Gives it off right into Bogart's hands, and Bogart's all alone down the floor, coast to coast, down, Bogart, good! And Wilmington down by 7 now, 47-40.
To the crowd.
I feel it coming back. I feel it coming back coming, guys. Here we go.
Simpson with the basketball. Get your rally caps on. Working against Bogart is Simpson. Gives it off to number 33, Thomas, who gave it off to Wilson.
He was close to carrying that ball right there.
Yeah, he was. Now Simpson again in trouble. Dribbles around it. Gives it back off to Thomas. Now Ward spins, jumps. And a foul on the floor.
It's going to be Mansfield's 4th. He tried to take a charge.
No, that's on Cumberland, his 3rd, team's 5th, so.
I thought they pointed back before he got to him, but I wasn't sure.
Mansfield did take a charge, though.
He did.
All right, 6:49 to play. Wilmington down by just 7. Quick inbound pass, and Simpson for 2.
We've let too many of those go. They've thrown it in several times. Just wide open guy, just boom, underneath the basket, puts it up.
Mansfield's open over here on the left wing for a 3.
But Bogart has the ball on top, gives it to Cam Stewart. Back to Bogart. Hands it off to Cumberland. Cross court to Cam Stewart. Stewart kicks it out. Mansfield had a 3. Going to pull it down, drive, and a whistle and a foul on the floor. But Mansfield will be shooting 1 and 1.
You know, I don't mind him not taking that shot if he's got a wide open drive. And see, he drove in, had a wide open shot, but they fouled him, so he couldn't get to the shot. And that's
he was aggressive. Yeah, you don't mind aggressive play. You don't want that. Just passing the ball back across.
He makes these. We made 2 points, and we got them in further foul trouble. So
that's Simpson's 3rd, team's 8th.
We're 2 fouls away from being in the double bonus the rest of the way out.
1 and 1 by Mansfield is up and good on the front end.
I think he forgot he had 2 shots. He was heading out of there.
Second shots for Mansfield. Wilmington needs to keep playing good defense. Get some turnovers here, guys, to fight back as they're clawing their way back. Mansfield makes both. And it's back to 7 points as Matt Smith comes back into the ball game. 6:21, 49-42. Lima Senior in the lead. Inbound to Wilson.
Just a couple of stops, and they're right back in it.
Yep, Wilmington's only missed 4 free throws, so if they continue that, it's going to really help them out.
Wilson dribbling around. Nearly lost it. Mansfield has it. Whistle.
Wilmington's called
timeout.
Yes. There, we only had the ball underneath of him, and we called the time.
Good job by Mansfield. I think he called the timeout on the court, too.
There were 2 players for Wilmington turning around, calling the player with the ball and Mansfield. So
there's one stop. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. There's one stop right there.
6:06 to play. 49-42, Rick.
All right, once again, this game is getting heated up now, and brought to you by Bogart Southern Barbecue. Monday and Tuesday, they're open from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Wednesday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. And always closed on Sunday. Give them a call. You can obviously dine in, you can carry out, or you can drive through the drive-through. Not into the building, of course. 937-655-8100. Bogart's Southern Barbecue.
6:06 left.
Wilmington down by 7, 49-42.
Chance to cut it to 4 here, boys.
Yep. Wilmington with possession. And Lima Senior going to back off on defense as well. We have not seen that press from Lima Senior since that first quarter, guys. This is going to be a good finish here with 6 to go. Bogart with the ball, gets it across half court. Gives it to Cumberland. Cumberland says, this is my game, drives, and he's going to get fouled, but he's still going to get a 1-and-1.
Every time he drives the bucket, they foul you.
But the next one will get 2. That's the last 1-1. This is the last 1-on-1 shot we'll shoot at this game.
Fouls on number 0. Wilson, his 3rd, team's 9th. Front into the 1-and-1 for Cumberland's good. So wish to them a net.
Well, if you make them both, it doesn't matter if you get 1-1 or 2.
Second one for Cumberland. And no good. Pulled down. Wilmington has cut it down to a 6-point deficit now, 43-49.
Two-possession basketball game.
It could be a 2 or 3 possession, depending on.
I tell you that number. I tell you, Mr. Basketball. Every time he has the ball, he pushes off.
He does. He pushes.
Every time he has the ball, he pushes off.
You see the Wilmington player back up about 4 feet after he has the ball. It's like.
Then why don't they call that, Mr. Referee? There he is again.
Simpson drives, gives it off to Ward. No good. Ball still loose, and the basket counts. And the foul.
I think that basket just bounced up on when they tried to rebound it as much as someone shooting it toward the basket.
Basket by Jarius Ward of Lima, senior. Wilmington foul, 34, Jaron Cumberland.
It's Cumberland's 4th.
Team 6.
And the team's 6th.
What's Mr. Basketball Simpson? How many fouls he have in this game?
Mr. Basketball's got 3.
He's got 3, so one more would put him at 4. They got to drive on him.
All right. Ward with a chance at a 3-point play to make it a 3-possession game. It already is. But it'll make it a 9-point lead. The shot's up by Ward, and good. 52-43, 3 possessions. Wilmington's down with 5:12 to play. Gives it off to Bogart, and a foul underneath.
And Cumberland.
Yeah, that one's against Lyles. His 3rd.
Lima senior foul 1, Devontae Lyles, his 3rd.
So Cumberland shooting 2.
Wilmington in the penalty. Jaron Cumberland shooting 2.
First one's up and no good for Cumberland. That one was short, just like the second one.
Yeah, his last 2 have been short, hitting the front of the rim.
23, Rico Stafford.
Rico Stafford in with 4.
We're down to 72% on free throws.
No, Stafford's got 3, my bad. No good on the second either. Rebound pulled down by number 23, Stafford.
Can't have that.
That could be a sign of tired legs. He hasn't came out.
Now Simpson drives, gives it off. Reverse layup is good for Lima Senior, and they're back to a 11-point lead. Double digits here.
You're open. Oh, you're open.
Cumberland with the basketball. 3-pointer for Cumberland is short, no good. Rebounded by Simpson.
Now he's got tired legs right now. You can tell his shots are all coming. Each foul shots and that shot all coming up a little short.
This one stolen away by Woolery on the other end. Gives it off to Cam Stewart. Takes it across half court. Stewart gives it off to Cumberland. Cumberland drives, puts up the shot, and it's good off the glass. In a timeout taken by Wilmington. 54-45. Wilmington down by 9 points again. 4:19 to play, and it's a full timeout for Wilmington.
I think Matt Smith coming back in.
It's a good timeout. That way they'll get a little rest.
Yeah, and that's it. Right now, looks like Wilmington's getting some tired legs out there. At least the ones that have been in the game the whole time. So timeout, let them sit down, get a little rest is not a bad timeout.
Go ahead, Rick.
And this afternoon's game being brought to you by Wilmington Savings Bank, your hometown bank for 125 years. Wilmington Savings Bank was founded in 1890. We've been committed to serving and supporting our community for more than a century. Our goal has always been to be a resource for the people of Wilmington and to help them achieve their dreams. Over the years, the town of Wilmington has seen a lot of change. Businesses and families grow and change. Through it all, Wilmington Savings Bank has remained a constant in the community. We're the bank of choice for your grandparents, and we'll be the bank here in the area for your grandchildren. That's Wilmington's Savings Bank.
I know one thing in the past I've heard people say, oh, they shot 30 foul shots, we only shot 5. Well, right now, Wilmington shot 23, they shot 9.
Yeah.
Wilmington's got to take advantage of that. They're calling the fouls when we drive. We're getting those, but we're not doing it enough, and we're not making the foul shots when we get the chance. Key time, fourth quarter. You cannot miss your foul shots now.
All right. After the Wilmington timeout, 54-45, Spartans in the lead and with the basketball. Inbound comes in. Ward has it. Good defense by Cumberland, but also trying not to get that 5th foul. Over the backcourt violation.
I was looking.
He did.
He was, but maybe he was still in the air. He came from the front court, but I thought he came down, caught the ball, but referee said no, he was still in the air when he made contact.
So that's a turnover, key turnover for Lima Senior, and now Wilmington needs to take advantage as now Lima Senior has 11 turnovers to Wilmington 9. Bogard gives it off to Mansfield. Back to Bogard. Bogard gives it off to Cumberland. Over here on the left wing, 3:55 to go. Cumberland drives and a whistle and a foul.
And basket. No.
That was before the baskets when the foul was called. Lima Senior has 12 turnovers. Wilmington just has 9.
You know, throughout this game, I've noticed that Lima Senior seems to want to give Cumberland the foul and let him go to the foul line rather than actually letting him make any play.
They're letting anybody who goes to anybody who drives or fouling. It doesn't make any difference who it is.
They're playing like YMCA basketball. If you try to drive, we're not letting you. We're going to foul you. We're not going to let you get in and make a shot.
First shot's up and good by Cumberland.
I think that foul shot helped his legs there. Get him a little rest on those legs. Look better on that foul shot.
8-point differential.
54-46. Second shot for Cumberland is up and good. 7 points. Woolery back into the ball game.
They've had it down to 6. Need to stop.
Inbound comes in. Simpson has the basketball. Oh, nice pass. Wilson gives it off to Ward. Back to Simpson out on top. 3:42 to play. 54-47. Simpson drives. Easy finger roll. Good.
Everybody just back up and let him come.
It's just like the Red Seed. Cumberland with it. Gives it to Bogard. Cam Stewart's wide open over on the right side. Gives it to him. Mansfield wide open to the corner for 3. Takes it. Got it! 3-pointer, Jeffrey Mansfield. And it's a 6-point game.
Down to 6.
56-50. And a foul against Mansfield. That was a stupid foul.
Yes.
That's his fourth.
Fourth. My fault. Fourth.
Yeah, because we thought he got the foul a while ago when they gave it to Jerry.
Jeffrey Mansfield, his 4th, team 7.
And now it's a 1-and-1.
But that's why they got to go after Simpson. See, if we drive on Simpson, he's either got to let you go by or get his 4th foul. And, he doesn't want to get his 4th foul.
Right.
I tell you what, in my book, Simpson's probably committed 20 fouls this game. Every time he gets the ball, he's pushing off.
1-and-1 for Ward. First shot is up and good on the front end. 50-57. Lima Senior in the lead.
They are 9 for 10 on the free throws.
Second one is good as well to make it an 8-point game. Devontae Lyles back in for the Spartans. 3:14 to play. 58-50.
They're shooting 90.9% from the free throw, and we're shooting around 70.
Bogart has the ball on top for Wilmington. Gives it off to Woolery. Ball's loose, and it's stolen away.
He was trying to shoot it before he caught it. He was wide open.
Wilson got it stolen away by Bogart, though. 3-on-2, Wilmington with numbers. Bogart with the layup, no good. Follow up by Woolery. It's good.
Right in. Way to go. Way to go.
58-52.
6 points again. This is the closest they've been in the second half.
Oh, man. Wilson was wide open. Got it. Woolery. Ball stolen. Here goes Bogart. Gives it off to Mansfield, who lost it out of bounds.
Threw it behind Mansfield. Mansfield was running, and he threw it behind him, and he tried to stop, reach back, and couldn't do it.
Get some control.
Lost it.
Wilmington, you still got to play in control. They're getting a little out of control.
Back within 6 points. 2 3-points could put us back in the game, or just 3 2-pointers could put us back in the game.
2:38 to play. 58-52. Lima Senior in the lead.
Substitution 2, Jerry Ward.
Ward back in the game for.
Placing Ruben Flowers III.
Got to get a stop.
Back in for Flowers.
Need another big turnover, because that was a big possession. That could have cut that gap down finally to a one-possession game.
Somebody else came for Miles. I couldn't hear who came in for them.
Thomas, I think. Simpson with the ball, though. Gives it to Ward. Back over to Simpson.
Yeah, they're going to be trying to take some air out of the basketball here.
Oh!
Dribbled, didn't he?
Nope, timeout called by Lima Senior.
I thought he slapped the ball down when he passed it, and then he made the move and dribbled. It's like, that's double dribble.
2:28 to play in the game, 58-52. The Spartans ahead of Wilmington right now. It's crunch time here from Value City Arena. And again, you're listening to us live on CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports. Rick, go ahead.
It's a nail-biter, isn't it? Yeah. Wilmington just down by 6 points. We've got 2 possession possibilities here. But anyway, today's game being brought to you by Wilmington Savings Bank, Bogart's Southern Barbecue, and Ken Lundy of Peel & Lundy Real Estate. Let each one of these fine advertisers know how much you appreciate them supporting Wilmington Hurricane boys basketball in the tournament.
If Wilmington had not dug such a deep hole, they'd be in a lot better position right now. They just
played scared the first half. Yeah, Jeffrey Mansfield had those open shots.
He shot 2 threes and made 2.
I know. Think about if he'd shot those 2 in the first half, where we'd be right now.
But you've got 3 people with 4 fouls for Wilmington: Cam Stewart, Jaron Cumberland, and Jeffrey Mansfield. So those 3 have to be careful. They're out on the floor too. But you got Bogart with 1, Woolery with 1, also out on the floor, and the other person on the floor with 4 fouls for Lima Senior is Ward. After the timeout, Senior has the basketball, inbounding it right in front of the scores table.
Careful for someone breaking toward the basket there.
Simpson get the inbound. He's going to take it across half court for the Spartans. Working against Bogart. Gets it off. Wilson gets it off. Stafford shot, almost a travel. And here goes Cumberland. Here goes Cumberland down the floor. The layup is no good. Rebounded by Ward and the Spartans. Throws it up the floor. Wilson with the basketball.
Missed opportunities.
58-52, under 2 minutes to play.
That would have been a down to 4-point ball game. Just a simple layup.
Wilmington nearly stole that one away. Thomas gave it off. 2 points for Stafford.
So instead of being 4 points down, we're 8 points down.
They can still come back. Mansfield has it.
We got to do something, guys. We can't come down with a minute 32. They can take the air out of it too well for us to just.
3-pointer for Cumberland. It's up and swished. Nothing but net. Now it's a 5-point game. Simpson with it, got it almost stolen away.
Pulled it off his thigh, but still was able to go and pick it up.
Wilson gave it off to Ward.
They're going to stall it, guys. You got to have to do something.
Foul.
Yeah, but that's Mansfield on him. He doesn't want to foul.
You got to.
I was going to say, that's the trouble. You got
to foul.
And there it is. Back. A turnover. Good job. Good defense by Jeffrey Mansfield right there. 1:03 to play. Just a 5-point game. 2 possessions. Wilmington has a chance to close the gap even more.
That's why I've said this often in refereeing. I've seen it. Pressure the guy standing near the out of bounds line. So when you pressure, his instinct is to back up. And if he's 6 inches from the over back line and you make him back up a step, he's going to step over the line.
Here we go. Bogard with it. Under a minute to play here in the Final Four. Wilmington fans on their feet. Cumberland with the basketball. Gives it to Bogard. Over to Stewart. Stewart going to drive. Kicks it outside. Bogard has it. Gives it to Mansfield.
Somebody's going to have to shoot.
And it's stolen.
Oh, we lose
stolen by Stafford. And a foul against Bogard.
Bad call.
But again, down here at this end, we had 2 or 3 guys with shots.
Didn't take the shots.
Somebody else. You keep passing around enough, you're going to end up losing the ball, which is what we did.
Stafford shooting 2. That's just the second foul for Bogard and the team's 8th.
If we'd have shot at 3, made it on the last one, we'd be 2 points down. We're now 5, got a chance to go back to 7.
No good on the first.
And 41 seconds. The biggest thing right now is 41 seconds left in the game.
If there was a minute 41, it'd be a different story.
Yeah.
Second shot for Stafford is good, so it's a 6-point game. Bogard gets the inbound. Got to go quick here, guys.
We need 2 threes or 3 twos.
Bogard kicks it off to Mansfield. Stewart has a 3, takes it.
Oh,
no good. Rebound by Bogard. The layup, no good. And Lima Senior with 25 seconds has the ball.
Bogard,
Stewart.
But Cam almost stole that.
Simpson with it, gives it off. They're going to just try to stay away. Foul against Bogard.
Yeah, but he just went right over Bogard.
Lima Senior fans are on their feet here, guys.
Wilmington fans are heading toward the exits.
But, really, the last half, they've had the lead, but they've been quiet at that end because Wilmington's been the aggressor.
30-second timeout taken by Wilmington here with 13.7 seconds left. And guys, it looks like the Cinderella story for Wilmington this season is about to end.
Wilmington's outscored them 10 points in the second half. If you don't bury yourself to a 16-point deficit the first half, your chance to come back right here is very good. If Wilmington was under 10, I felt good. When Wilmington was 9-9-9 right at the end of the first half before it went haywire in the last 3 minutes, I felt good for Wilmington coming back at a 9-point deficit, and I think they would have. But now,
this is only the 4th time this season Wilmington has given up 60 points too, guys.
But they're going back to their same thing. Here we are, time going against us. We need a basket. We need to score, and nobody
steps up.
Oh no, not me here. You tried. Oh no,
nobody steps up.
Oh man.
But I tell you what, this Lima team's a good team. Haven't been beat all year, guys.
Wilson shooting 1-on-1.
But I tell you what, if I was coaching against them,
misses it. Cumberland pulls it down.
We need a 3 here, guys.
He's going to shoot over everyone. Got a block.
He got a foul.
He got fouled.
We go to the line to shoot 3.
So this can put us within 3 with 8 seconds to go. So if he scores all 3, we got to steal the inbound.
That's Stafford's 4th. So a 3-point shot opportunity here for Cumberland at the line. This could still go to OT, guys.
Which does not feel well for Wilmington. One half because 3 guys with 4 fouls.
But they haven't fouled all game. First one's good by Cumberland. You know what I mean?
They haven't fouled this last quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, referees in a state game, they know which guy's got 4 fouls, and they're not going to usually give a guy a cheap foul on his last one. They may have gave him a couple earlier quick calls, but on the 4th foul to put a guy out of a game, they're going to usually make him earn it.
Second one is good. 57-61, 8.8 seconds left.
If we were less than 3, missing this one, a chance for a rebound would be good, but down 4, we got to make the basket and go for the steal. And
Side note as well, guys, Cumberland has now scored more points than Xavier Simpson. Timeout taken by Lima Senior. 30 seconds. 8.8 left to go, guys. So if Cumberland makes this shot, which I'm sure he probably will, Wilmington obviously has to get a turnover and or foul as quickly as possible. They've got 2 timeouts, so if you get the turnover, you call timeout, right, Joe?
Right.
Right, Charlie?
Oh, yeah.
And then all you need is a 3 to send it to OT.
I tell you what, and there's some coaches that don't go with that theory of calling the timeout. If you get the turnover, while they're not set up on defense, hit the open guy quick and get the shot off. if you call a timeout,
you got to get a 3 off.
But
you got to get a 3 off.
The chances of having a guy wide open off the steal is better than if you call a timeout and let them set up a defense and get beside everybody.
You got to get a 3 off. That's the only thing.
And somebody willing to take the shot.
Well, you got Mansfield, you got Cumberland, you got Bogard, Wolverine, and Stewart.
Any of them
all
out
those
there.
guys on the floor.
Any of them out there.
And have hit them.
All right.
At a high percentage.
The third and final free throw here for Jaron Cumberland. Will it be the last one he ever takes as a Wilmington Hurricane? It's up. And it's good.
Okay. He
Matt
calls
Smith
the foul
in.
now. I mean, calls the timeout now. Wilmington, which is what I thought he'd do. Call it now, set it up. He's got to tell the guys, we got to have the ball. If we miss the ball in the steal, you got to foul. Quickly.
Immediately.
Well, with 8.8 seconds left at 61-58 here from Value City Arena at the Jerome Schottenstein Center for Division I Final Four action. I don't want this game to end. It's been so good right now, guys, you know.
Yeah,
I'd rather see it go to OT than anything.
The sad part about this is if we foul them, the next foul puts them in the double bonus, so they're going to get 2 automatically. So if he missed the first one, like would have been on the 1-1, we could get it come. He gets one more shot automatically.
Right.
He's going to be in the double bonus. But again, Wilmington's not put them in the double bonus yet. We've been in double bonus the whole almost the fourth quarter.
What an atmosphere, though, here, guys. You know, a lot of Wilmington fans have cleared out, but this has been a pretty packed house for the entirety of this basketball game here this evening from Columbus, Ohio. Wilmington, 8.8 seconds away, down by 3 from possible overtime if they get a steal and a 3 quickly.
Looks like Matt Smith on the ball.
And there's going to be the last timeout taken by Lima Senior. Now, if you're Lima Senior, all right, here's my thing. I'm a Michigan fan. Everyone knows that. You can't pull a Chris Webber here and call a timeout on that line if you can't find anyone open, because you have none.
Now, as a referee right now, you walk over, and it's your job to go over to the coach and say, Coach, that's your fifth timeout. You're out of timeout. I also go over to the coach and say, the coach will go, yeah. I say, make sure they know it. Mm-hmm. You know it. Make sure, because they may forget, but that's the key thing. Right now, Wilmington has a chance of not only stealing the ball, but they got a chance of shutting him down and getting a 5-second count, or him throwing a bad shot coming in.
All right.
A timeout.
We're out of the timeout. So no timeouts left for the Spartans. 1 for Wilmington. A 5-second call is key here. Everybody's got to stay on their man. Everybody's got to stay on their man. The inbound comes in to Simpson. And a foul quickly by Matt Smith.
Matt was sort of backed up away from him for a second, and he just, don't worry about him driving by you, foul him.
Boy, Paul, you fouled the best player in the state of Ohio.
Well, the other guy
shooting 2.
The other guy was standing beside him is Cam Stewart. And you know, you don't want Cam to shoot. Cam's a chance that if we need a 3, he's got a shot it. Got to shoot it.
I'm just saying, though, you know.
I know that, but you got to foul. The guy's got to. We should have not let him get the ball in.
That's my point.
Simpson misses the first. He missed it. He misses this one with 6.3 seconds left. You get that rebound, but if you're Lima Senior, you get your guys back.
And if he makes it, you got to go down and have a guy shoot it that's being guarded and hope they call a foul and you make the basket.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys will try to block that shot.
All right. Second one for Simpson, a huge free throw. And he misses this. It's up, and it didn't look good from the rim. He missed it. Here goes Cumberland down the floor. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Cumberland shoots it. No good. And Lima Senior survives.
You almost had your overtime right there. He was shooting a shot, but he was off balance. They were guarding him. He tried to push it up anyway. It was right there. Had a shot and missed the shot at the end. At least Wilmington, 16 points down, and came back and give a scare.
Yeah, so what?
Who wants him? He missed 2 free throws at the end of the game when it was on his back.
Well, he's like the rest of the Michigan.
Yeah.
Wilmington outscored him that quarter 20 to 14, boys.
20 to 14.
The second half.
Well, you
Wilmington,
couldn't have asked for anything more because you'd want the ball for the 3-point shot to be in your best player's hands.
39 to 26, Wilmington won the second half. But unfortunately, the first half was won by Lima Senior, 35-19.
Right there. I know Cumberland's our best shooter. I know he's our best scorer. But if, at the end, you figure they're going to be putting 3 guys around him. I might have came down with the ball, and if they came out 3 guys on me, hit one of the guys that's wide open on the side and let a wide open guy shoot it, because he jumped up, was sort of falling off to the side.
He was trying to draw a foul is what he was trying to do. And, when in that situation there, when you were trying to draw a foul, you just got to shoot the shot, man.
Shoot the shot, let them foul you if they foul you. But make the shot. That's the first thing.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, Lima Senior surviving, staying undefeated on the season at 29-0. Wilmington will fall to 27-2.
Right.
Their only losses to Moeller and probably your next Division I state champion.
And I
Lima
would
Senior
say,
Spartans.
I would agree with that. I said that whoever won this game would be the state champion, and I don't believe there's a better team in the other bracket to beat this Lima Senior team.
Well, again, 61-58 is the final score here from Value City Arena. I will say this, that first half, Wilmington looked very nervous. They looked very scared to be out here. But that second half, if they were down by a lot less coming out of that tunnel at halftime, this would have been a totally different ball game in that second half.
Had Wilmington played as well in the first half as they did in the second half, they would have run away with it. But
well, Wilmington was scared the first half. I mean, and which is understandable. I mean, this is a big time, and a lot of the underclassmen didn't want to take their open shots.
You got to remember, Wilmington is the smallest Division I school as far as boys basketball. They only have 3 boys over the limit from being D2. They that's how close they are to being a D2 team.
Can you suspend 3 kids out of your system so you can get up?
you know what, though? You know what? And I hate to bring this up, and maybe I shouldn't. I better not.
No, Lima Senior's not a Catholic school, Charlie.
No.
What is it?
Just think of the young man that quit halfway through the season to be here today.
we know, and that was discussed, and obviously we know that that Mr. Credit probably
he would have been a big help.
Right.
He would have been a big help. He was
But
good player.
also, I think what also hurt guys is a guy who stayed with this team for 4 years is Alex Miller not being able to be out.
Right.
That's absolutely that's the key.
That's the
Even
key.
more reason though why
you can't really blame, and obviously I think that this was a well officiated game. I didn't see anything as far as this officiating. This is what you expect in a semifinal and a championship game as far as the officiating. They did a stellar job. Obviously, we're disappointed because we'd like to be here tomorrow night bringing you tomorrow night's championship game. Obviously, we will not have that. We will have video tomorrow by about 3 o'clock of this game so that you can cry in your beer and you can watch the game tomorrow. But this was obviously one of the best basketball games that I've ever seen this Wilmington team play.
Yeah, they played a good game, came back. Again, the referees during the game, there's a couple times we'll disagree with the call, but you're never going to agree with every call an official makes. But they didn't make any glaring...
The only thing I saw that bothered me was just the continual Mr. Basketball pushing off the entire game.
Yeah, it's like they wouldn't...
the entire
like
game.
If it was somebody else, they might have called, but we're not going to call it on him because he'd come down and just push somebody back up 2 steps and
entire
dump the game off.
So now I guess what they're doing is they're clearing the arena.
There are 8 sessions. They will clear the arena to get ready for Westerville South and Garfield Heights.
Yeah, so I was right. With all the fans there, you can't have the other schools come in with their cheering sections if the other cheering sections are already full. So they will clear out the entire stadium before they let the other ones come in. But that's what it was when we got here.
And once again, we want to thank our great sponsors for this entire run in the tournament. Wilmington Savings Bank, Bogard Southern Barbecue, and Ken Lundy of Peel and Lundy Real Estate. I want to thank those advertisers. They were fantastic, as were all the advertisers. Route 73 Homes, Anytime Fitness. the advertisers that got us through the tournament. We certainly appreciate that. That's the only way that we could bring you this tournament, since we do pay for these games. But this has been a great run by this Wilmington Hurricane team. Disappointment, obviously, but at the same time, these Wilmington fans can go back to Wilmington with their heads up high. They played this team right down to the last seconds, and the Lima Senior, school and team, they're not going to be able to say anything about this Wilmington team other than they were a great basketball team, and probably very underrated.
Oh yeah, guys, and I mean it was a great season. A 27-2 record. You lose to Moeller in the earlier of the year. You come back, you beat them. You make it to your first Final Four since 1927, and you play tough with a team that's probably going to be your next Division I state champions. Undefeated team. It doesn't matter what the records were. Anyone could beat anyone any day of the week, and we've seen that all season long, not only in high school but also in the NCAA tournament right now, where we're all crying because our brackets are busted now.
Yeah. But mine are fine.
But it's been a fun ride to be able to follow this Wilmington High School team, be able to be here at Value City Arena for a Final Four game, and to be able to call it with you guys. It's an amazing experience.
And if anybody that's watched Wilmington all year or played against them all year says, hey, buddy, we're going to get them next year because they lose Cumberland. Well, they're losing Cumberland, they're losing Miller, and they're losing Cam Stewart. But they've got some fine basketball players that are still out there.
They got to step up and be leaders. They can't play the way they play today.
I think that's
they can't play the way they play today.
Without Cumberland on the floor, I think they will step into that leadership
I hope
role.
so. I tell you what, guys, I'm going to go on. Mansfield is not a Cumberland, but Mansfield, I think, could become the leader of this team.
Oh, yeah.
And he's somebody's got to get in that boy's head.
Yeah.
Because he is a lot better ball player than what he thinks he is.
Yeah. And maybe, once again, that just takes a little bit more maturity, and that's exactly what happens. From the beginning of the season to the end of the season, these boys mature into finer basketball players. Jaron's going to be at UC, and, of course, we'll follow his antics down there, making that UC team a much better team. And I just want to thank my broadcast crew who have been through this basketball season. Travis O'Connor, who was in the bowl, but he was somewhere over in the third row up in
third tier.
Nosebleed.
No, we're in nosebleed area. I think he was lower than us.
Yeah. Well, anyway, anybody have anything else to add before we shut it down for another Campus Nation broadcast?
Well, Rick, you might want to tell them about your program Sunday nights and maybe what to look forward to there.
That's right. And we want to remind everybody, this is just the end of winter sports. Obviously, spring sports have started. We've got softball, we have baseball, we've got lacrosse. We won't be covering track and field this year simply because all the track and field is away because of the stadium and the way Wilmington, I guess, I don't know if they're going to add a track or how they're going to do that.
The track is supposed to be built up where the Pee Wee football plays. They're supposed to put an eight-lane track. All-weather track up there so that, and it's going to be around the football field up on top up there. I thought it was going to be done by the time we started the season, but they haven't got to it yet.
No, all the track is away this year. But
all of our track is away. I'm coaching middle school.
And also boys tennis. We've got boys tennis to cover. So we look forward, because we've not done spring sports before. This will be the first year on CampusNation.com that we do those spring sports. So be looking for our website for our events that are upcoming, and we'll kick it back into gear. Obviously, we'll have teams other than Wilmington. We're going to try to get into maybe some Massey baseball. We want to get back to East Clinton. We want to get back to Greenfield. This thing with the SCOL obviously is still up in the air, but as that gels, and we know for a fact that obviously the SCOL schools next year will be the same as far as Wilmington's play, at least for one more year. But however that works out, we'll be on it, and we will keep you apprised on our website.
I'd like to just thank all my well-wishers while I was in the hospital who have wished me well and speedy recovery. I'm doing fine here tonight, and it's nice knowing that I had so many fans and relatives.
Relatives?
Friends.
Well, those are his friends. His relatives. Friendly
I didn't
relatives.
want to say fans. I wanted to say friends.
Charlie and obviously Joe have had their maladies, and AJ and I are the only two that are keeping our insurance policy costs low because of these two we're carrying. So anyway, because we have great benefits at Campus Nation, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Great cheeseburger. But hey, you know what? Maybe we can stop buying these guys cheeseburgers so their hearts will stay in touch.
That's right. You know what? You guys, I'm only buying salads from here on out.
Roosters tonight. How about Roosters?
salads.
Grove City. Roosters. Grove City.
Salads from here on out.
I'll take a chef salad. That's fine.
Well, for Roger Thompson,
One
for
more.
Charlie Hargrave.
I want to say one more thing here. Again, the final score one more time was Lima Senior 61, Wilmington 58. Lima Senior advances to play tomorrow night at 8:30 here from Value City Arena. If you want to catch that game, the OHSAA has a link on their website. You can go on there and listen to all that action live. And also Fox Sports Time Ohio will be carrying that game as well.
Yeah,
Well, actually,
Time Warner.
I can embed it on our website, which is what I'll probably do. So you can go to the Campus Nation website tomorrow evening and hear that broadcast on Campus Nation. So for AJ Ganger, for Joe Davis, obviously Charlie Hargrave, for Travis O'Connor, wherever you are, for myself, Rick Phillips, and Roger Thompson doing our great video all year round, we want to sign off once again by saying, go King.
And Neil Pompelli. Neil Pompelli helped us a little earlier.
Well, we had a lot of people doing camera work there at the beginning of the season. All right, good night, everybody.